Hello and a very warm welcome. We are at the Colombo Cricket Club grounds for the final of the Sri Lanka Cricket Major Club T20 Tournament 2025. And the game coming up, Panadura Sports Club taking on the Colombo Cricket Club. It is a lovely evening indeed, and the ground is looking a picture, and CCC has been given a redress with the lights on and some new additions as well. We do know that this is a test venue, but now it looks so different with so much added to the ground, and it is looking in very good condition. Now let's not forget that we've had a lot of rain, and I give a lot of credit to the groundsmen who have worked hard and made sure that the ground itself is bone dry and we are ready to start this game on time. Right, that's a look at how the weather is. Now the maximum temperature is 30 and the minimum is 26. The wind speed is 13, and I don't like that last bit that I see on that little graphic, that grey cloud with a few drops. We are all hoping that that will stay away, because that is something nobody wants. They don't want any interruption at all. And let's show you the points table as to how these two teams qualified. And something quite unique here is that all four semi-finalists appeared to be coming from the same group. That is the NCC, Moors, Panadura and Colombo CC. Interestingly, NCC and Moors were table toppers 1 and 2. Third and fourth actually has come into the final. So this is a very interesting points table, and a lot of credit to the teams of this group. So it is Panadura SC versus Colombo CC. As I say, a very good evening to Gamini Pereira, who's with me.
Very good evening, Roshan. Very good evening, everyone. Yeah, what a story that is. That is something that you don't see every day, do you? The same four teams from the same group, and then the bottom, the CCC, just barely made it into the knockouts. But, well, they're here, the final day, and along with Panadura SC. And, you know, it's a great day for Sri Lanka cricket. Panadura SC, after many days, made to a grand final, and they're up against it. But having said that, looking at that form in that points table, Roshan, whom to say that they are not capable of winning this?
Yes, indeed. But what's more very important is how this surface will be looking at the CCC. So Kosala Suresh Chandra is our pitch doctor. He went out there and took a closer look, I must say, a little while earlier.
T20 Tier A. Well, knowing the conditions of Colombo, it's been overcast and it's been raining on and off. So the captains will decide, well, it's going to be interesting to see what they will want to do when they go into the toss. But taking a look at the surface, it looks rock solid. It's been covered and well protected. Very little grass on the surface, and it's shining. So that means it looks good for batting. But considering the fact that it rains down in Colombo on and off, and the conditions, and with the covers on for 1.5 days, the captains might feel that winning the toss, they would want to bowl first. But looking at a past score, the game goes on for a full 20 overs, I would say we're looking at something around 150.
Well, interesting thoughts from Kosala Suresh Chandra, who feels that it's a very good surface. Gamini, what are your thoughts? You think the teams will be lining up to bat first?
Yeah, I also had a look at the surface just a while ago, and yeah, we've all had the weather, and you know, there is some rain in the horizon, but when it comes to the playing surface, Roshan, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And well, we'll talk about it a bit later, and no doubt pitch will be a focal point.
Right, so the all-important toss is about to happen. We got the two captains, the match referee, and our man, Haritha Pereira, is out there conducting the toss.
We are here for the toss, an important game coming up. We've got our match referee, Graham Lebroy, on familiar soil. The coin is with Dushan Hemanta, who is captaining Panadura Sports Club. The call by Vanidu Hasaranga, the captain of Colombo Cricket Club. It's call. Can't see. Heads. It's a heads. Vanidu won the toss in this important game. What are you going to do?
We are going to bowl first.
This is home ground. You are bowling first. Any particular reason?
No, rain last few days, so wicket was covered. So that's why, as a team, we plan to bowl.
The tremendous last two games that has given you a lot of confidence as a captain and as a team. How do you see playing under lights in this important game?
Yeah, that's good. We played last game also night games. So I think that's good, especially for both teams and the young players who doesn't play under lights much. I think that's a good opportunity for both teams.
Any changes from the last 11?
No, we are going with the same 11.
Hopefully, we will have a very interesting game.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dushan, the last time you batted first after winning, any difference if you won the toss?
No, we are in the same plan. If we win the toss, we're going to bat first.
So that gives me a great indicator that the pitch is good, the outfield is going to be fast. So how's the build-up as an outstation team? It's a great opportunity for you to be here.
Yeah, actually, it's a good opportunity for us to get in this stage. Even for my players also, there's no Sri Lankan players. All the youngsters are playing, so that's a key point. They did really well in the season. That's why we are here.
You as an all-rounder has done extremely well, including in that last game. What's a good total to chase?
I think we are trying to score like 150 plus.
Yeah, you were there with that same total. Hopefully, we will enjoy a good game.
Thank you very much.
So the story is that CCC won the toss and they have elected to have a bowl first.
Interesting indeed by the CCC captain. And let's take a look at the Panadura side. Gamini, what are your thoughts about this team?
Yeah, they're unchanged from the semi-finals. Roshan and Hemanta, the all-rounder. Halambage, one of their main batters in this lineup, along with Nimesh Vimukti. They are spin heavy. They rely a lot of overs from the spin department, but after what I saw in that semi-final and the conditions, the pitch is pretty similar, so they're going to be a force to reckon with if they can get a score on the board.
Yeah, it will be very interesting indeed. There are some names. Young Halambage did extremely well. Dushan Hemanta, lots of experience. Nimesh Vimukti, a very fine T20 player. So this is a pretty decent combination. And Nisala Tarak, of course, is an experienced player. So that's a look at the Panadura side. And let's take a look at the CCC side. That's a star-studded team, the Colombo Cricket Club teams, starting with Vani Duhasaranga. Just look at that. Nuan Tushara, Chaturanga De Silva, Vishwa Fernando, Nishan Peris, Lasit Cruz Pulle, Nishan Madushka. Then there is Sandesh, of course, there is Karana Goda, Isuru Udana, and there is Sigera. How many of them have had national colours and national exposure, Gamini?
Yeah, obviously they got more pedigree and experience comparing to Panadura SC. Like you said, three quality paces and, well, batters to go with. And we are all set and for this grand final.
Yeah, we should have the first ball coming up. So our first commentators, Michael Adams, is with Kosala Suresh Chandra.
Thank you, Roshan. It's going to be very interesting. A very good evening to all of you who's just joining this coverage. We're live from the Colombo Cricket Club or the CCC. This is Major Clubs T20 Tier A final. Panadura SC taking on CCC. They're playing on home soil and they will feel that they have a slight advantage going into this game. And mind you, it's a day-night game and that's going to be very interesting. And it's played here at the CCC for the first time. This is Eranga Jakodige. He's opening the batting for Panadura. He's been among the runs, the best score of 48. As you say, good evening to Michael Adams.
Very good evening, Kosal, and good evening to everyone. Yes, definitely, it's going to be a cracker game. Like you said, I feel CCC has a slight advantage. Depends on how Panadura start. The semi-finals, they got a really good start with Halambage going all guns blazing. Here comes Vishwa.
Not a bad start. Slight movement for the left armour. That's customary, that you normally see a left-armer bowling to a left-hander. You'll always want to try and take it away, and that surprise element will be the one that comes back. So that's what, well, this is the man we were talking about, Vishen Helembage. He had a wonderful outing in the semi-final. Top score of 83. He's got 324 runs, a young man, and he's looking very dangerous. Now, he will be one batter that CCC will want to see back in the pavilion soon.
He has definitely got a superb half century in that semi-final. Time driven striker wants a single, but non-striker says no, straight to the field.
So Eranga and Vishen opening the batting for Panadura. Now, just to keep our viewers informed, this is the first time that Panadura SC has entered any type of final in Division 1 cricket in Sri Lanka.
So they will want to make sure that they have win this. And no better way, Kosala. Oh, nicely
Beauty.
bowled.
That's a beauty. This is what Vishwa Fernando will do. He will take it away from the left-hander. And now we'll have to wait and see when is he going to bring that back into the left-hander. That will be the surprise element going into the batsman. So, Vishwa Fernando, experienced campaigner, 29 wickets, 34 games. Best of 3 for 22. Decent average in this format.
Yes. Just going through the motion. 3 dot balls to start off with. Just a thing. We saw South Africa win their first ICC tournament. Will Panadura do it here? Running in. That one came in.
Yeah, but you can see CCC have gone on the attack straight away. They got 2 slips for Fernando. I like that move from Warindu Hasaranga. He will want to try and get wickets as soon as possible.
I think that's what you need to do. Wickets up front is going to slow the run rate down. Just that they will want to take it easy at the top. Make sure that they bat the 20 overs. So, oh, beautifully bowled, and did that take the edge? Loud shout. Pleading.
Pragit Rambukwella is the head umpire. He thinks that didn't touch anything.
That was pretty close to the bat. And you can see the head of the batsman turning immediately as the ball passed. So, I'm not quite sure.
Well, CCC were very confident, Michael, that they had their man. Vishwa was just walking in celebration. And he suddenly turns around and says, no, that's not given.
And then he was pleading.
But 5 dot balls from Vishwa Fernando. That's been the key for this over. Panadura yet to get off the mark. Perfect start for CCC. They know their conditions well here.
Definitely. First time under lights.
That's a little wayward. He gets away with it. It's the end of the first over. It's a maiden to start off for CCC. Panadura yet to get off the mark. It's none for none. So Tilina Tushara will start over number 2. Now this is another experienced campaigner in this form of the game. Sorry, Nuan Tushara, sorry. There have been a lot of Tusharas who played for Sri Lanka. But he coming in from IPL. A lot of experience behind him.
He did bowl well in the semi-final. Picked up a couple of wickets. He'll be running in from the CCC end, or you can call it the pavilion end. On target, getting some movement there.
Well,
before the game, he was practicing this. He was practicing his run. He was trying to do that. And there you go. Straight away, look at that movement. I thought it kept a fraction low. Not much of bounce on that.
There's no feet movement also from the batsman. Just played from the crease.
You hardly see feet movement in T20, Michael.
But anything outside the off stump, Vishen will go after it. Again, swinging delivery. Taken on the full, but couldn't find that gap.
8 dot balls on the trot in a T20 final and during the power play. This is a good start from CCC. They're building the pressure. Panadura, a relatively inexperienced side compared to CCC.
That's hit up in the air, but clears the fielder. Couple of bounces, and that's that's a 6.
Very interesting shot. More like a tennis forehand rather than a cricketing shot. But very well executed. Fraction short. Wow. Reminds me of the Caribbean cricket in the 80s.
Likes to play those horizontal bat shots. And he has the power from outside the off stump.
Though it was horizontal, it went over long on. First runs on the board, courtesy of a 6.
Was the highest scorer in the first round. It's put in 380 odd runs.
Now, I would say who was lucky on that occasion. I think the bowler might have been lucky because it was a full toss and the batsman didn't put it away. Yeah, it was pace off. And also, a missed time did not carry to the fielder.
I think pace of Vishen didn't read it. Tried to play it a bit early. But then that's 6 all dot balls again. Again lucky. Playing in there over that point fielder. It's a loud shout.
We do have the third umpire facility in this game. So it's gone upstairs to Lyndon Hannibal.
It was a decent throw. Straight over the bails and
I'm waiting for the replays, please. Give me the best side angle.
No, sir. Only this we have.
Keep rolling it. Yeah, roll it. Okay, roll it again one more time, please. Okay, freeze it. Okay. Batsman has clearly made his ground. I have addition for the giant screen. My decision is not out. My decision is not out.
finally the decision has arrived. The batsman knew that he was safe. Bowling by Tushar. Getting some movement there again.
But I thought the batter missed out. I thought the batsman missed out. That would have been put away. End of over number 2. It's 9 for none, Panadura.
So it's a 9 for no loss. After just 2 overs, Vishwa will continue. Vishen on 8 of just 7 deliveries. Vishwa running in to Vishen. That's clearly a wide. Easy for the umpire. The first extras of the day.
Missed his line. Would have been a good line for the left-hander, but not to the right-hander. Ten on the board. How does Panadura approach this power play? That's the key. How much they will want to be at the end of the 6th over.
Run nicely worked away. I think they're trying to, play it a bit safe, not lose too many wickets. Vishen will play his usual game.
Yeah, but also you need to keep in mind that the bowling strength that CCC do possess. They got Isuru Dana, a T20 specialist, Manidu Hasaranga, Chaturanga De Silva in the bowling lines, and Nishan Piri. So that's not easy, even if you want to keep wickets intact and take on the bowling.
Well, they'll have to target one bowler. There we go. Just trying to charge down the track.
Maybe the pressure might be of a final telling on Eranga. He's still to get off the mark. He's faced 7 balls. And now he decides to come down the track. And it is a wild swing. The head was nowhere in position. He was just blindly swinging.
I think he's just trying to get off the mark.
Well, this is pressure.
I think he's better off Kosala trying to get a single and moving to the other end.
Now, that's the first wicket to fall for Panadura. Let's take a look at that. The height might have been a concerning factor. It might have clipped leg stump. It straightened up just a little, but the angle, you have to see where Visha Fernando was delivering. But Eranga goes LBW to Visha Fernando without troubling the scorers. We got a new batter coming in. It's another right-hander, Nisala Taraka. 311 runs in 32 innings. Strike rate is good. Score's been 45.
So they got 2 right-handers now. Or is Vishwa going to have to change his line?
Now that's gone. That's gone. That was the ball that comes into the right-hander. This is what Visha Fernando can do. And he's got 2 in 2 now. But this one looked plumb. Let's take a look at it again. There's the angle. Pitched on middle stump. And yes, that's a goner. That's a goner for sure. What a delivery. First up, Nisala Taraka taken by surprise. He was waiting for the ball to move away because there was a slip in place, but that one came back. He goes without troubling the scorers. Panadura are 11 for 2. So Fernando is on a hat-trick. Sasindu is the new batter in. Now what does Wanindu Hasaranga do? Does he change anything with the field? He's going with the same field. He's got that slip in place for Sasindu Malshan. Very early days in his T20 career. Not the best of strike rates of this format. But let's see. Bishop Fernando is on a hat-trick. And now we see a slight change in the field. There is a leg slip coming in, I suppose. Yes. So we're expecting the in-swinger from Fernando. Here he goes. Oh, intent was right, but the batter managed to just keep it down. Well done to Visha Fernando.
I think it was a little bit shorter than he would have liked it to be. We see that that was the first wicket, left-hander, and then that one plumb in front, again wrapped on the pads. Lots of dot balls in this power play. Also, 2 overs, so that's the second over completed. See again down the leg side. 3 overs done, and it's Panadura 11 for 2.
So Vishen and Sasindu, they need to do a repairing job here. The 11 for 2 at the end of 3 after being put into bat, and now here comes another T20 specialist. Isirudan has played this game all around the world, and he'll use all his experience. Another left armer.
Vishen will have to deal with a lot of slow balls and cutters. Nicely worked into the covers, quick single.
The interesting factor would be, what does Panadura plan to do from this point onwards? That would be the key. What will they want to do? Will they want to just make sure that they have minimum loss at the end of the power play and try to rebuild things up, gradually pick things up? T20 format, you would normally expect a batting side to get 10 to 12 runs in the final 6 to 7 overs.
Yes. See Surudan, lots of matches, 229 matches, 234 wickets, 1 5-wicket haul, best 5 for 21. Like you said, now the problem is Vishen Halambage is normally a free scoring batsman. Now he'll have to bat a bit longer.
Good call, good run. They will have to do a lot of this. They'll have to keep that scoreboard ticking, rotating the strike. That is a good call from Vishen.
I think showing a lot of confidence, wanting to take the strike.
When you are among the runs, always you will want to be on strike. You would feel that, okay, I have the confidence to try and get the runs for you.
I think Panadura also will need him to take as much as strike. That's what he can do. Anything pitched up or anything short, he'll go for it. Second 6.
In the zone. And Vishen says, thank you very much, I love it in this area. And he goes over mid-wicket. Clean hit. He'll need a lot more of that. But I like the attitude of this young man. Top shot.
In his zone, he will go for it. Dana under pressure. 18 the first deliveries.
Change of pace, but Vishen gives the same result to Isru Dana. Vishen means business.
Well, I think he needs to keep batting. You can see that ball likes that area. Went down on one knee, basically.
Back-to-back sixes for Vishen Helabage. Good cricket, very good cricket. But they should have run 2 on that. They should have run 2 on that. 26 for 2. And Vishen's made 23 of 11.
15 runs in this first over.
They decides against picking up a single. Over number 4 comes to end. Panadura are 26 for 2.
Well, plenty of development by SLC around the country. Centers of excellence being developed. We know that it is in Colombo, it is in Dambulla. As Vishwa Fernando continues, his over number 3. Again, another big one. Really didn't get hold of it. It's very nearly taken in the deep. I'll tell you what, it's a good dive. I'm just wondering who the fielder is. Is it Nishan Piris? Looked like Nishan Piris to me, but Gamini, that was off the toe of the bat. He was looking to clear it, but very lucky that it didn't go to hand.
Yeah, I think Nishan Piris may have picked it touch. Yeah, well, he had a lot of time, didn't he? We were talking about this, Roshan, last time around, these lights, how comfortable they are for the fielders, and they're quite low, but, well, Fernando into his third. Normally you do not see your frontline bowlers bowling 3 on the trot, but well, I think CCC understand the importance of this wicket, Vishen Helabage. He was his explosiveness in that last game gave them a substantial total to defend at, and I think his contribution here is also very much important for Panadura SC.
Yeah, I think the key is he, and also let's not forget that Vishwa Fernando is on a roll here. He's got 2 wickets. So CCC is just looking to see whether he could snare another one. So he's got Sasindu on strike. He's just got 1 of 4. Vishen Helabage has been the only batter who's dominated the CCC bowling. Swing and a miss again. This is an excellent spell by Vishwa Fernando. Into his third over, 2 for 5. He's bowled a lot of dot balls and he's bowled some telling lengths.
Yeah. He's getting the ball to Roshan. There was some lateral movement off the track then. his conventional ball is to bring that ball into the right-hander's pads, but nicely played. That's what he has to do, Sasindu. Just get some bat on it and bring his partner back on strike.
I think the key for Panadura is to reduce the dot balls. Quite a few dots being built at the moment, so also nice to see some spectators coming over to watch this final. It's shown live across the country and on the YouTube, SLC YouTube, so quite a few eyeballs falling on it. So good opportunity for these youngsters to showcase their talent. Shane Halbagi on strike. Looks to swing it away on the leg side. Gets a single. He's looking good at the moment.
Yeah, I think he'll be very disappointed to miss out on that one. Pitching on leg stump. Yeah, it was there for the taking. All he had to do was to get some bat on it. There you are. Fine leg inside the circle. There are a lot of acres, real estate in that area towards that pavilion side. Another terrific over from Fernando.
Just going at little over 6 runs an over. That's not good for Panadura. Goes straight and goes down the ground. Couple of bouncers. Vanidhu Hasaranga gave it up. But it's a little bit slow, but poor running on the part of the batter. Come on, Gamini, you're a coach. We all know that you need to run till that ball crosses the boundary. We'll talk about it. It is 32 for 2. (32 for 2). Panadura Sports Club been put into bat by the Colombo Cricket Club. It's a varied bowling attack that Colombo possesses, and they're still in the power play. They're bringing on Chaturanga De Silva. Lots of experience here. Gamini Chaturanga has played all formats. Red ball, white ball, the 50 over the T20. 35 years. The elder brother of Vanidhu Hasaranga De Silva, Chaturanga De Silva.
Yeah, this is his cup of tea, Chaturanga De Silva in T20 format. He was terrific with the bat in hand last time around. That shortened game, that 8-over game. Oh, mistimed it. Oh, easy as you can get. Isirudana says, thank you very much. Yeah, he never looked... Sasindu, yeah. He never looked used to the pitch. He was long way away from his comfort zone, but he never understood the pitch. Roshan, he was late on it, and yep, mistimed pull shot.
See, the thing about Chaturanga is his change of pace. He tends to fire the ball in, as you said. Sasindu struggled a lot. Fairly simple catch to the man at mid-on. Isurudana, 3 of 8. Will not help Panadura's cause. They've lost their 3rd wicket at the moment. That strike rate is under 40. And Panadura at the moment tottering a little bit, 32 for 3 into the 6th over. But this is a side that has potential. I'll tell you, they have come into the final through some wonderful performances, so don't write them off. They may be 3 for 32, but there's a lot of cricket left in this game.
Yeah, Nimesh comes in at number 5. Roshan, he was the other batter who made that contribution in that semi-final.
He used to be called Vedda. Nimesh Vimukti.
Vedda, is it?
Vedda. Well, he doesn't have a great average, but the strike rate is good. He's known for his bowling. I'm not surprised, but I think Panadura is taking a gamble. They sent Nisala Tarak in at number 3. Nisala Tarak is a low order batter. Now Nimesh Vimukti coming in at number 5. So obviously trying to release the pressure if they can. Outside the line. That's outside the line. Ruchira Palleguru could smile.
Audacious up here, wasn't it? Well, if you saw him taking the guard, Nimesh, he took the off-stump guard. And obviously he's trusting his onside shots, and to that Maitland place end. It's a shorter boundary compared to the other side. Yeah, this is good bowling. You got to find the correct speed on a pitch like this. There's a bit of shine on this track. So it's going to skid on. Well, straight up in there. Well,
Thank you very much. Nishan Madushka catches it. Panadura sliding. Don't think they were looking at a batting performance like this. Wicket number 4. That was slower. That was tossed up. Was sliding a little bit, not turning back. What Chaturanga De Silva does well is that he takes the ball away from the left-hander and bowls slower. Nimesh Vimukti looked to go over the top. It went high into the night sky. And just take a look at how Nishan Madushka steadies himself underneath the ball. Never easy running back. Never easy, I'll tell you. Take another look and I'll get a coach to talk about that catching technique.
yeah, never easy. One thing is to catch it above your heads, and other thing is to wear your helmet and take it. It's never easy. But Nimesh goes for a duck. Panadura SC 32 for 4.
Well, struggling at the moment. But this is Sri Lanka cricket for you. Empowering school cricket. They've invested a lot into school cricket. And this is indeed wonderful. Starting off with the distribution of turfs, cricket equipment. Just trying to globalize the game in Sri Lanka. Take it around, make almost every school play cricket. And here comes the captain, Tushan Vimukti. Well, hails from the same school. Tushan Hemanta, I beg your pardon. What am I saying? I did say Vimukti. Where did I get that name Vimukti from?
Because Nimesh Vimukti,
Oh
you got
yeah, it
all,
was Nimesh Vimukti.
yeah, mixed up.
Yes. Tushan Hemanta. Now this is going to be a very big partnership. This is going to be a decisive moment of the game.
Yeah, he's a lot more experienced compared to the other players from Panadura SC. He's a vital cog in this team, Roshan, when it comes to bat in hand or the ball in hand. So, yeah, they need some sort of partnership, not in terms of runs, but in terms of overs too. Some sort of stability. Halambagay also hasn't had strike two, hasn't he? That's a terrific over. His first over, it's a double wicket maiden, 32 for 4.
So the power play is done and dusted. 32 for 4. It's a forgettable power play as far as Panadura is concerned, but not for CCC because they have done tremendously well. I'm sure they have got far more than what they would have possibly bargained for when they decided to bowl first after they won the toss, Gamini. Let's take a look at the highlights of that power play, and it's more like the lowlights of the Panadura innings.
Yeah, compared to that semi-final, Roshan, there were plenty of it in the first 6 overs. Some big hits from Halambagay. But he has done his part, hasn't he? Wanindu Hasaranga, well, you don't need to explain about those numbers. It speaks to itself. Yeah, a lot more dry the ball is today, so he'll be very happy. You know, these finger spinners, it's a nightmare when the conditions are as such. Googly. And gone the distance, yes. Halambagay, either he read it or that was a premeditated hoik onto the onside.
Well, I think that most teams, they do have what you call matchups. They identify bowlers. They look for little things, and they do know that Wanindu Hasaranga generally bowls a lot of googlies, and he gets wickets with the wrong end. So Vishen Halambagay has been very good with his execution so far. He's going at 200, while Panadura Sports Club are 38 for 4, and they're going at virtually a runner ball at the moment. But Halambagay at the other end has been in a mighty hurry. He's played some delightful shots. He's taken on the best of the best, and this is that slog sweep. The umpires are checking. They're not sure whether it's a 4 or a 6. I think it looks a 4 to me. Prageet Rambukwala thought it was a 6 the first time. It looks a 4 to me.
Umpire
Have a look at those supporters from Panadura SC. They're the ones who signaled 6.
They sold a dummy to Rambukwala, the umpire. You can't blame him for that. And he's still waiting. Panadura will want every possible run.
Boundary 4, Rabux,
They can
you're on
signal
screen.
12, they'll do
Boundary
that.
4, sorry.
Well, history beckons for them now, isn't it, Roshan, for Panadura? Well, the signal's been changed, yeah. That's a correct one. 4. That's from the front of the hand. Yeah, straight away the slider from Wanindu Hasaranga.
Well, just looking at leg spin bowling, I mean, it's an amazing repertoire that the leg spinners have developed. I mean, we do know that in the past it used to be the wrong and it used to be the leg spin. Short delivery again. And then came the, you talk about the delivery that Vaughan used to be very good.
The flipper.
Then the zooter, they called it. Then front of the
Suda is
hand.
very similar to the
Yeah, front of the hand.
the slider.
Yeah, there's so much that spinners have developed. And I think they had to, because of the game has been tilting a lot toward the batters and pitchers have been very good, so they need to find a way out of it. So I haven't found the same amount of variety from off spinners, but the wrist spinners seem to have developed that. So that's a bit too high, I think.
Yeah, you know, you are quite correctly said. Once a white ball formats came in, the T20s and all that, the spinners had to find some variations, how to vary your speed, vary your angles, and yeah, off spinners up until Muralidharan introduced the doosra, they were one dimensional, weren't they? But yeah, spinners, of course, Roshan, and the beauty about wrist spin is that no matter how well you can read the ball off the hand, but to judge the speed out of the hand and how much it turns, it's, you know, still it's a mystery.
Absolutely. I think that's an art that is so difficult to try and master. These are numbers that Wanindu Hasaranga has achieved. These are tremendous numbers. There goes the sweep again on the leg side. Only a single. So at a time when batters have looked to dominate proceedings in cricket, I'm not surprised that the spinners today are the force to reckon with, because they come up with so much of variety, particularly the wrist spinners. Just an easy single. It's a good over for Panadura Sports Club. At the end of 7, they are still behind a runner ball score. It's 41 for 4.
So, 2 Pete rights out in the middle for Panadura Sports Club. Vishen Halamage and his cousin Senitha Halamage starred in that semi-final against NCC for Panadura. The De Silva brothers are bowling from either end.
Yes, that is also another good partnership between those two brothers. Chaturanga De Silva and Wanindu Hasaranga De Silva. Vishen Halamage has been the highest scorer in this tournament. Got a lot of runs for Panadura Sports Club right at the top. And today to open the innings.
Chaturanga De Silva played for St. Aloysius goal, while his younger brother Wanindu Hasaranga De Silva played for Richmond.
Tushan Hemanta, ideal partner for Halamage, both former Pete Wright skippers.
Yeah. Wanindu and Dushan, right arm leg spin, googly bowlers and good batters, all rounders.
Yeah, you see, nicely played again by Vishen Halabage, getting it over the top. Gone towards the mid-on boundary. 4 more runs to him. He moves on to 36.
This is a game between the president of Sri Lanka Cricket and a senior vice president of Sri Lanka Cricket.
Yes,
Shammi
it's their
Selva, the
two-
president, and Ravin Vikramatne, the vice president.
Yes, they're two former clubs coming into the final. Might be a great tussle there at the ASLC.
No.
That's again nicely played by Vishen Halabage, looking for a run, but Tushan Hemantha sends him back. So that's the end of that over. 8 gone. It's 46 for 4.
He's trying to keep the ball close to the ground as much as possible. And good option. He's giving the strike over to Vishen Halabage, who's hitting the ball better. Match referee is Grim Lebroy, who played for the country. And today, he just told me that he played 50 internationals, none of them in Sri Lanka.
51-day internationals all played overseas. And that's nicely played again by Vishen Halabage. Hit over mid-wicket or square leg into the boundary. He's getting his runs well. Well, I was thinking, Haritha, these two batters, Dushan Hemantha and Vishen Halabage, they've been the main wicket takers for Panadura also in this tournament. Hemantha getting 11 wickets and Halabage getting 9.
Yeah, they've also got Senitha Halabage, who has 11 wickets after picking up 2 in the last game. 2 in 2. Oh, that's well struck. He absolutely waited for that one. He can't do anything wrong.
The way he's batting is full of confidence. Getting off the back foot, pulling it over mid-wicket. Lovely shot. There you see. Beautifully hit over mid-wicket. There was a field on the boundary. He took him on.
Oh, he's batting so well. Perfectly balanced, superb turn of hips. Brilliant strike, timing, distance.
So he's on 46 now of 24 deliveries. Hit uppishly this time. That's fielded about inside the boundary, just a single there. Yes, they could have gone for the second. Should have been able to take 2 there. 47 to him. Score moves on to 58. Panadura Sports Club depending a lot on him, Artha.
Yeah, run rate not yet 7 for the batting side. Dushan Hemantha doing the right thing. He got a 20 in the last game, in addition to the 2 wickets and 1 catch.
Yes, exactly. He's trying to give more of the strike to Vishen Halabage, who is hitting the ball all around the park. Who's on 47 now of 23 deliveries with 3 sixes and 4 boundaries. 4 sixes and 3 boundaries. That's
Onto his
nicely
pads.
put away. He's a fielder there. Gets a single.
He's now conscious about the half century, I'll tell you that.
Also with that last ball single, that's the end of that over. 9 overs gone. It's 60 for 4.
Six batters. Wonderful sight that is. That's the two teams Lasit Cruisepool and Nishan Madhushkar, top opening pair. Dulnit Sigera has been good with the bat. Inuka Karanagoda, another good all-round. Isuru Udana, Chaturanga De Silva. Look at Nishan Piris would get a ball is one thing. As far as for Panadura is concerned, yeah, Sasindu Malchan, Vishwa Lahiru, Nimesh Vimukti, and Dushan Hemant.
Oh, beautifully played that time, inside out. That's gone to the boundary, and that brings another half century to Vishen Halamage.
Third for him. He's been the outstanding accumulator. You can see that even the opposing captain gives him a good round of applause. Brilliantly struck.
Very nicely played there. You saw that. Beautifully played. One bounce into the boundary.
He's shown why he's a 360 player. They've got to a decent situation here. He should not throw away. He made 55 and just threw his wicket away. Sure, with the captain at the other end, he'll be well advised. Dushan Hemant, the experienced campaigner himself. Yes.
Again, nicely played. That's to the boundary. 4 runs. 4 more to him. He's getting his shots well. Batting with a lot of confidence.
The Surveyor General would like to have him because he's picking up the gap so well. In the air, into the gap.
Exactly
the rest is the chase.
Well, Haritha, looking at the CCC lineup also, there are a lot of great batters there.
Oh, they have real firepower.
So Panadura Sports Club need to come up to at least 150 to put some pressure on the CCC batters. That's again beautifully played. That's gone over again. Wonderful batting here from Vishen Halabage.
You can't stop him.
Treating this small crowd with some beautiful batting.
Oh, brilliant. Pitched up to his pads. The rest was up to the batter. He could have chosen any place to play that shot. He went over extra cover. Raining sixes at the moment. Brilliant cricket this.
Ball. That's nicely played. That's good batting. Pushing it on to the onside, getting a single.
Chaturanga De Silva start with the bat. The previous occasion coming in at number 3, scored a whirlwind 30 not out. Today he has 2 wickets so far.
But it's been pretty expensive this over. 15 runs coming off from this over.
More to come.
That's 6 more, so taking 21 in this over. So 10 overs gone. It's 81 for 4.
Brilliant strike. So it's big hitting from both ends. This is Enuka Karannagoda from Mahanama. Good all-rounder. He has a job to do. 3 matches, 2 wickets.
Left arm orthodox. Coming round the wicket to the right-hander, Vishen Halabage, who is on strike. Well, Halabage got to control himself too. Didn't get hold of that properly.
Gave a knock onto his helmet. He knew that he could have made use of it a little better. Dushan Hemanta once again getting into double figures. This is a good partnership for the 5th wicket.
Look, Haritha, 82 runs on the board, 64 of those coming off the bat of Vishen Halabage.
Again, well struck. Yes. They've got the start they needed, the base at the halfway stage. Yeah, that's the 50 package for the Panadura opener. Couldn't have made a mistake, Polly.
Definitely see their beautiful batting. Lovely shots played all around the wicket.
Down on one knee. Going over the top. Inside out.
That's again
Just evaded the fielder. Slipping dangerously. Is playing brilliantly. Everywhere, all round the ground. That was
a beautiful shot, isn't it?
Kannagoda taking the pace off. Good delivery. If it doesn't concede a boundary, it will be a win-win situation.
Yes, it will be a very good over up to now. 3 runs gone of 4 deliveries.
Nishan Madhushka is keeping wickets. The Motor Vidyalaya former player has been prolific scorer and a great wicket keeper. Most victims for him.
Yes, it's great to see these 2 batters, as you said, Halambage and Nishan Madhushka, are the 2 top run scorers in this tournament, in this major T20 cricket tournament.
Yeah, the most dismissals, 9 to Lahiru Davatake of Ace Capital with 7 stumps. You don't get that usually.
Yeah.
Nobody else has got anywhere close to it.
That's another beat, right? Lahiru Davatake.
Oh, brilliantly played.
That's got it nicely. So 11 overs gone.
This has been a good comeback. This partnership has really brought Panadura back into the game. 86 for 4 from a very precarious position that they were in. 2 former P20 captains standing tall for Panadura at the moment. Dushan Hemantha, the skipper, has played a very supportive role. Almost a run-a-ball innings, but it's been Vishen Halabage, the star of the tournament. 66 of 34. And he's not done yet.
Yes, I think Dushan Hemantha being there with his experience will keep Vishen Halambage going. Make sure that they can bat as long as possible.
Now Isirudana went for 15 in his first over. Halambage had the best of him. Let's see what the well spread out field. Again, he's favoured that shot, isn't it, Michael? He's really loved to play horizontal strokes. He's very strong on that area, front foot or back foot. He will take you to the cleaners.
I think at the moment he's seeing the ball well, hitting it even on the off. Likes that horizontal shot, like you said.
Isirudana will mix things up. He's known for doing that. He'll bowl. He'll take pace off the delivery. He'll bowl a lot of cutters. That's the more seam-up delivery.
This is good cricket. Oh, overthrows. That's not good from CCC camp. Udana will not like that. No one backing up.
But on the other hand, Udana might like it because we got Dushan Hemantha on strike rather than Vishen Halambage.
Gone for 18 of 1.2.
Good cricket. Very good cricket from the skipper. A tap and a run. Get the man in form on strike. So this is what has happened so far. So this is a semi-final between oh, very well done, beautifully done. Has it gone the distance? Yes, it has. Now look at that shot for a player. He's really growing in confidence. Isirudana took the pace off the ball. He was bowling into the surface, but there was enough bounce on that for Hallamagay to get it over that short third fielder and in fact clear the boundary. This is very good batting from the young man.
What runs can do when you come into a final, runs under your belt. Just continue to do what you've been doing.
He's gone. Isirudana picks up Vishay and Hallamagay, and that's a big wicket.
Too close to the body to cut. Trying to run it down. The finger, threaded finger comes up. Batsman was a bit surprised.
The batsman doesn't look happy, but he has to make a walk back. 73 of 37 for Vishen. Kimadu is the new batter in for Panadura, but that's a big wicket. Now, he doesn't have much to talk about his batting. Just the 4 games, very early days in his T20 career. Even that strike rate doesn't speak much volume of him being a T20 specialist. But he will have to do what he knows best. Isirudana got the prize scalp of Hallamagay. Last ball of the over.
Off the mark. First delivery. We'll keep the strike now. So you will see that last wicket.
There was no real deviation from, but the batter was surprised the way when he was given out. But Isirudana and the keeper went up straight away. Well, you never know. Vichirapalli Guru might have seen or heard something that we didn't hear or see.
The bowler and the wicket keeper also must have heard that same thing. Definitely, batsman was taken by surprise.
So Karan Nagoda will start his second. He had a decent first over, none for 5. And now CCC will want to climb back into this game. They will start building the pressure now. Try and build more dot balls.
I think now Tushan Hemant will have to take it up from here.
Doesn't seem to be a big spinner of the ball. He intends to dart it away from the left-hander.
That's nicely worked on the pads. Leg side looking for the second, but bowler was quick to go after it and make sure to restrict it just for 1.
The running between the wickets of Panadura has not been really up to the mark. I think they might have missed about easily 8 to 10 runs in their running between the wickets.
Yes, I think it's a heavy outfield. They were thinking
but
of
the fact
ball.
is, these little things can hurt you at the end. That's the key. So you need to take every possible run, Michael.
spot on. At the end, they will feel it sometimes. And that can make a big difference. 8 to 9 runs in a 20-over game.
That was definitely drifting down leg. Nishan Madhuskar was just asking the question. Now that might have been close. And up comes the finger. Umpire Pragit Rambukwala feels that Dushan Hemanta was struck in front, and that's a big blow. Let's take a look at it again. The off stump and the middle stump was visible. I'll leave it to you, Michael.
We'll give it 50-50. Dushan Hemanta has to walk back. Not very happy. Looking at his bats, I'm not sure whether it had a slight edge. But it's 98 for 6. So Wishper, the new batsman. And that's the match summary of the first semi-final. Panadura versus NCC. Panadura batting first was 165 for 7. Halamagi again getting a half century there. And then NCC was 74 for 7 in 13 overs when the rains came. They lost the DL.
The new batter in is Vishwa. Chance of a run out. Now this will go upstairs for sure. We got the third umpire's actually now, has he gone upstairs? I think he,
I don't think he went upstairs.
No?
I think he was.
Let's take a look at that again. Oh, he was in. He was in. Good call by the umpire. He saw it very early. It's the end of the over. We have one more ball.
Do you want me to check this? Nothing came through, Machan.
Did you put it? He said not out.
13 overs have been completed. 98 for 5 is what Manidu Hasaranga comes back into the attack. Now Vishwa Helmage had the best of the master Sri Lankan T20 leg spinner.
The first delivery, the batsman didn't know what happened.
Now CCC will use all the experience here.
It's 99 for 6.
Oh. This is pressure. This is now pressure telling on the Panadura batters. That's the Panadura camp looking on. Manidu Hasaranga starts attacking with a slip, but it's going down. They might run away to the boundary. That's a welcome boundary. The 100 comes up for Panadura. Vishwa opens his account with a boundary. Interesting factor, Michael, is they got 39 deliveries from this point onwards. If they go at runner ball, they get to about 130, 140. Now 140 on this surface, I would feel, with the spinners that Panadura have, is going to be a challenging task for the CCC. Because the wicket looks to be holding up a little bit. Now this is Vishwa Lahiru. Again, very early in his T20 career, but can make an impact.
39 deliveries, like you said. I would say more than 39 runs. Maybe 40 to 50 runs. So if they can get about 150, 160, they've lost 6 wickets. So
That's the key. That's what will that will be the concern that they will have, Michael. It's the wickets column. Do they have batters in their hut who can really take on the bowling in the final few overs, or will it be these two to try and drag it on till about the 17th, 18th over, and then look at getting 15 to 17 runs in the last 2 overs?
I think the key here is, of course, get back to that. Now that is a wide. So if they can not give too many dot balls, get singles in every and wherever possible get a boundary or 2 or 3, that 40 to 50 runs is going to come.
But it's going to be challenging. They're up against a quality bowling attack.
You need to play smart cricket.
They're up against a quality bowling attack, and the best batters in their camp are back in the hut. So that's what will worry Panadura. But I would say anything beyond 130 to if they get to 130 or 140, we got a game on here. Last ball of over number 14 comes up. And this time a big swing, but just a single. Will take Panadura to 106 for 6 at the end of 14.
Well, Vishen Halamage was in his element, spread some delightful shots, got Panadura out of trouble. But Panadura still have a lot to go. Take a look at some of those sumptuous shots. Tremendous innings. A youngster hailing from Ambalanguda. Had a very famous uncle, H. Premasiri, who played some really good cricket when he played for Bloomfield. And here we see glimpses of what H. Premasiri did in Vishen Halamage. Goes high, and how far has it gone? I think it's gone the distance.
Yeah, since Halambage was dismissed, it's one of the rare boundaries for Panadura. They need to up the ante now that only 6 overs left. Didn't really come off the middle of the bat, Roshan, but still had enough. Yeah. Left arm spinner, Kananga against the left-hander.
I think this is a pretty decent score by Panadura, considering that the surface has started to hold up a little bit. Of course, this is a comparatively smaller ground, smaller boundaries, so clearing it hasn't been a problem, but we both know that Panadura has a very strong bowling attack. These are some of the officials of SLC Chintaka Edrimana, well in charge of tournament cricket in Sri Lanka, keeping a close eye along with gentlemen from the media and the marketing team. And this is sensible cricket on the part of Panadura. This is what they need. If you don't play dots, if you can't get boundaries, at least get singles and twos.
Yeah, they were in a very similar situation in that semi-final too, Roshan. The skipper said at the toss that 150 to 160, I think very similar total that they are looking at. That's another shot in the gap. But that part of the ground, it's quite soggy. So it's like the the sandwich in the golfing terms, that the ball just drops and just stays there.
See, that's why the score of 116 for 6 adds a lot of value, because we do know it's not the quickest outfield. It's just, we do know also that it's a small outfield, but the ball is not traveling. Very correctly said by you, some areas are a bit soggy. And sensible cricket. I like what I see in the Panadura batters. They're looking busy at the moment.
Yeah, it's a very productive over. Since he got the 6 off the first delivery, it was imperative for them to make it a good over. So they've scored runs off every delivery, haven't they? 1, 1, 2, 1 since that 6. So suddenly 11 off and 1 ball to go. So if they can get 2 or 3 overs in this nature, they're going to get close to those 160, 170.
I think the key, Gamini, at the end of the over, we'll talk about it, 15 done, We got 5 overs left. It's 117 for 6.
Yeah, it's a beautiful evening here at CCC, and the final. Panadura were invited to bat first, and Iranga was out without troubling the scorers, but certainly the story of the day so far is Vishen Halambage continuing his good work from that semi-final. 73 off 37. What a destructive knock that was.
Yeah, amazing innings from Vishen Halambage. Wanidu Hasaranga continues, swung away on the leg side. That's gone high, should be taken, it is. See, this is what Panadura should not be doing. Because we do know the last 5 overs in any T20 game is absolutely vital. You need a set batter. Wasn't a great delivery, but wasn't in control.
Yeah, got into a very awkward position, didn't he, Roshan? And yeah, Hasaranga will be delighted that he got a wicket off that delivery. Very often that could have been dispatched over the boundary, but like you said, yeah, he goes for 14 off 12, and Panadura 117 for 7.
So plenty of work done by Sri Lanka cricket to try and globalize the game. 117 for 7. CCC, we look to try and polish off things. If they can get Panadura dismissed quickly. Well, we speak about spin bowlers, but haven't seen Nishan Piris bowl. This is Senitha Halambage. Are they two brothers? In fact, they are cousins, I was told, so that's great.
You answered that question that Piris has not been introduced yet. Maybe because most of the batters were right-handers, and you mentioned that these are short boundaries here at CCC. So,
but then why include him in the side if you don't go to bowl him, because he's a frontline bowler?
He did bowl in that semi-final against, even though it was a shorter game, 8 overs per side. But now that a left-hander is in the middle, he might get his chance after all.
I rate him. He's a good off-spinner. Nice action. Very economical as well. And Panadura batters are doing the right thing here. I like what they're doing. Then they know their limitations. They know that they're down to the tail. So rather than looking to blast the bowling and hit those 4s and 6s, that'd be good if they could. But they're at least looking to get a single.
Yeah, ideally you need 2 set batters batting at this stage of the innings, don't you, in this shorter format. But, yeah, like you said, so they'll need to bat till about the 18th over and look for that last 2 overs to be the big ones. And, still, just a 1. I thought they had a chance for the second.
Yeah, at the moment, a wicket and 4 singles in the over. Hasaranga will be pleased with his return. Panadura, on the other hand, should be aiming at around 140. 140 will be something to bowl at. Anything above that will be quite interesting. They're asking for a stumping. Now that's interesting. Nishan Madhushka thinks that the batter had lifted his back leg. Prageet Ramukwel has gone upstairs. Let's see.
The umpire to director, we have an umpire referral for stumping. Could you start with the front foot, please? Please start with the front foot. Yeah, fair delivery. Give me the side on angle of the stumping, please. Roll it back, please. Roll it back. Roll it back. Okay, no. Roll forward. Freeze it there. Freeze it when the wickets are broken, please. Just one more time on that. One more time. Okay. The foot is grounded. I have a decision for the giant screen. My decision is not out. My decision is not out.
How conscious, how mindful should you be? The slightest error can cause you your downfall. Now, if he was millimeters off the ground, he could have been out at that time. Right. We got Tushara coming back. Just bowled the solitary over. He's left with 4 overs in the innings, so he can bowl 2, which means he will only bowl 3, but will be a very useful bowler at the death. Nuwan Tushara generally looks for Yorkers. Chipped into the gap at mid-wicket, and well done in the deep. Wanindu Hasaranga, who doesn't throw, in fact. Only a single, or is it 2? In fact, 2 runs. Wanindu Hasaranga, for some reason, didn't throw. He was holding on to the ball.
Yeah, I think the batter saw that. Took few steps, but Wanindu Hasaranga, he's got a very good arm though. From that distance, yeah, it'll be a deadly risk to take his arm on, but no harm done. 2 runs scored off the first. Well, Roshan, 16 done, first ball, 2 runs, and what do we got? We got 23 balls left. What, 35 runs will give them around 158.
Into the pitch he bowls. This is good skill by Nuwan Tushara. Bowls with a lower arm action, bowls that slow bouncer where the ball doesn't really arrive, so you've got to keep watching. And it's a very useful delivery, Garmin, especially towards the death, because you're expecting the ball to come on, you're looking for the big shot, and then you can be surprised.
Yeah, it's even more difficult to pick the ball off the hand when you have these slingers doing that. Because you're not really visible at the point of delivery. We have seen how Malinga has been very effective with that. Matisha, Patirana, they all prefer to bowl that. And on a surface like this, where there's not a lot of speed, and that can be very handy.
On the full and fielded straight to the man at cover. Well, he's very lucky, I'll tell you. The batter, Senitha, will be disappointed. That was 4. There was nobody behind the fielder on the offside. It was a friendly, juicy full toss. And just look at that. He just picked the solitary field, and in fact he got a good bounce. There is nobody behind him. Nishan Piris can't believe it. He thinks that they were very lucky that the ball came straight to him.
And also, they're coming to that stage of that innings where you need to take a run off that, because most of the fielders are at the edge of the circle. And like you said, Piris is not known for his fielding heroics, is he? And, but, yeah, not many overs to go. They might have to take a chance on that.
Swung away on the leg side. This should be taken. This should be taken. No, in fact, it's gone all the way for 6. It is 6. These are useful runs for Panadura at this stage. Now, Prageet Rambukpella has to confirm it, but I think I saw the leg umpire signaling a 6, but he will want the third umpire to confirm it. But a very clever shot, because again, you did see that he bowled it into the pitch. It was base off, so it wasn't easy to really...
Yeah. Okay, picked up inside the boundary. Yeah, clearly boundary 6. Boundary 6. Give me the umpire, please. Give me the umpire on screen. Yeah, boundary 6.
Fit and young, I don't know, but anyway, he seems to play at every level. He seemed to do well, and that's a confirmation. And useful runs for Panadura at this stage. That 6 was needed. That was needed because they needed to release the pressure. Goes through the offside, again finds the fielder. For some odd reason, the batters are not finding those gaps. Instead, they're playing it straight to the fielders.
Yeah, very unlucky. Bottom of the bat. Just travelling too. Yeah, good effort by Fernando. You know, it's never easy for these big fast bowlers to get down, and the ball is skidding on conditions like this. There's been a dew out there too, Roshan. You got to take into consideration. Never easy for the fielders.
Well, it's never going to be easy for the bowlers as well if the dew continues. Batters will enjoy it. The ball will keep skidding on to the bat. Gripping the ball will be a challenge. We got one ball left in the over. Can they finish it well? On the pads. They'll only get a single. But they're down to the last 3 overs, and Panadura are 132 for 7.
Vishwa Fernando picked up 2 early wickets, and that put some pressure on Panadura, but in between there were some great strikes. When Vimukti departed, it was 4 down. This was the top scorer, Shane Halambage, Vishan Hemanta, who had a good partnership for the 5th wicket. Malchan and the lot didn't really perform. Vishwa Lahiru, he can bat. He bowled very well in the previous game, picked up 3 wickets. Every time he has come out to the middle, he's been able to get into double figures. Very important at the last few overs.
Yes, 3 overs remaining and 130 on the board. If they can get another 30 runs in these 3 remaining overs, they'll come up to about 160. That will be a very decent total for Panadura Sports Club.
When I asked the Panadura skipper at the toss how much would be a good chase, I didn't say for CCC, he said 150. So that means Panadura were trying to get 150.
Well, they should be able to get that.
Senitha Halambage from Dharmasoka Ambalangoda scored schools cricket 1,000 in a season. Good all-rounder himself. Vishwa Lahiru from Sri Sumangala.
Both these 2 batters can hit the ball hard. So they need those big hits to come in now. Just 16 balls remaining in this innings.
Surodana played for DS Naika. Touch expensive, I thought, into his 3rd over, gone for 28.
Halambage got a couple of runs in one of his overs. That's a misfield there. So that gives the opportunity for the batsman. Did they get 2 in that? So 136 on the board. So these 2 batters, quite capable batters. Vishwa Fernando and Senitha Halambage. Couple of big shots from at this stage.
This is intelligent cricket. Polly, if you can't hit the boundaries, cross over every delivery. That's what they are doing. Ashan Priyanjan, the head coach of CCC, will be a concerned man. Manager Lasantha Jayawardena, cricket secretary Kanchana Dasanayaka, cricket convener Nalina Ponso. We say a big thank you to Manikage Nandalal, the scorer, who's given out a lot of statistics about the team. Chintaka Fernando is coach of Panadura, where manager is Sabu Veerasurya.
That's nicely played off his toes. But there is a fielder there deep down in the boundary. 138 on the board.
No dot balls in this over. That's good. The lights here at CCC. 2 for 7 for Vishwa Fernando. 2 for 26 for Chaturanga De Silva. Both have a over to complete. Will they be used in the last 2 overs?
Vishwa Fernando might be brought in, Harta. Nuwan Tushara also bowled just 2 overs, given away 19 runs.
The last 3 wickets have fallen for the addition of 21 runs. They have wickets falling at the early stages, but a 5th wicket partnership of 64 runs between Vishen Halambage and Dushan Hemant steadied the Panadura innings. 18 completed, 139 for 7 Panadura put into bat.
Yes, 139 for 7 after 18 overs, 2 more overs remaining. Nuwan Tushara coming in. Most probably Vishwa Fernando will bowl the last over. Be interesting to see how these 2 batters will cope up with the pace. It's over pitched and driven nicely.
Nuwan Tushara from Talava Kanitu Vidyalaya in Alpitia. Not a well-known institution.
It's a bit surprising, Harita. Nishan Perez was not given an opportunity to roll his arm.
Yeah, he didn't bowl in the previous game either. Surprising, I know. Both batters have got into double figures. This is a good partnership once again. Got together when the total was 117, so they've added 23 runs so far for the 8th wicket.
That's a good delivery, a dot delivery, a rare at this stage.
Got to 140. 10 balls to get another 10 runs to justify the captain's statement that they would want to defend 150. Spin heavy Panadura attack.
Panadura, if they get 150, they're definitely going to put up a good fight. They will be bowling their spinners at tandem. That's another good delivery and another dot delivery for Nuwan Tushara.
So this is the lack of experience for Senitha Halambage. Angled across far away. This is an important over. If he gets through with it without conceding a boundary, he would have done very well. Previous delivery, every ball there was a run. He had 2 dot balls and just 1 run conceded of the first half of the over.
It's definitely good bowling by Nuwan Tushara. Experience counts there. That's nicely played. Pick the gap up. That's gone to the extra cover boundary for 4.
Oh, that was well timed. It was well placed eventually. Senitha Halambage. That's a good shot. In the air, into the gap. Inuka Karanagoda couldn't reach it.
Main thing there was he got it right at the gap. And no chance to the fielders. 4 more runs to the total.
People like Jayanta Silva, president of Panadura Sports Club, will be very happy. Sunendra Kumara is the consultant for cricket at Panadura. Cricket secretary is Chaminda Dehigas Petia. Scorer Sanjay Jayasinghe. Oh.
That's nicely played again. That will had to wait for it. That's a 6. There's runs there. 10 runs coming in the last 2 deliveries.
150 reached. The partnership now 33 for the 8th wicket.
Well, that's a very good partnership. Both these 2 batters have got runs there. 21 to Halambage and 18 to Fernando.
These are under 23 players from the outskirts of the city of Colombo, Panadura. One-time 3-day league champion winners under Janath Silva.
Again, That's another boundary. 4 more runs. Last 3 deliveries went in for 14 runs. We're talking about the first 3 deliveries. Haritha, what do you think about the last 3?
You saw it all. Played well away from his body. He went for the catch. You can't really blame him. But the batter had the last laugh. Ooh. In the previous game, he said 150, Dushan Hemant, and they ended up with 165. 6 balls to get another 11 runs to get there in this final.
Well, I think they should be able to get that.
This is going to be an interesting chase for CCC.
Well, Isuru is going to bowl the final over. I thought Vishwa Fernando will be called in. Vishwa Fernando had bowled just 3 overs. But captain has faith on Isuru Dana. Gone for 1 for 33 of 3. Played uppishly but into the gap. Gets a single.
Sanitha Halambage. The Halambage dynasty from Ambalangoda.
You see the beautiful surroundings here. Wonderful pictures.
Nighttime city of Colombo. Mid-city. Exclusive area. The town hall. Will be a hive of activity tomorrow.
A lot of expectations there.
Slower delivery. Picked it up very well. Sanitha Halambage has a tendency to play away from his body very well. Extended arms. See the way he got the touch.
He's getting those runs, which is really needed for Panadura Sports Club. Well, they can get that up to 165, which they got in the semi-final.
This is great.
Just 2 good partnerships in this innings.
Oh, go. Wide. It'll get better than the previous game. 165.
Well, definitely.
Nishan
Now,
Madhushka couldn't reach it.
now they must be targeting about 175, Haritha. Just 11 runs. 4 more deliveries remaining. Well, if they get up to 175, definitely it's going to be a game on our hands.
Even now, it's a huge chase. They'll have to go at almost 8.5 runs and over from the start if they get to 170.
Lot will be expected from Nishan Madhushka. Oh,
Really?
beautiful shot.
He got the height and he got the distance. He's got it.
Oh. Well, you hear the sounds of the Panadura supporters dancing for joy. Beautiful shot.
Halambage show this is fireworks.
Wonderful hit that time.
Everybody in Ambalangoda will also be celebrating. Brilliant strike.
It's Rodana. Check it to the cleaners. 1 for 49 of 3.3, 3.4 now.
2 balls remaining.
So 175 might be the target. They can go more than that too. The way they are batting.
Be annoyed with himself just to get bat to ball and crossover. They got together at 117. 53-run partnership so far, the second half-century stand of the innings.
Yes, it was those two partnerships that really steadied Panadura Sports Club innings. Good bit of batting by these two batters. That's again nicely played, but just a single there.
Vishwa Lahiro to face up to the last delivery. Done his part with a more than run ball 19.
Well, can he get a boundary to make that up to 175?
Joe animated Polly with that 175.
Well, if they can get that, that's something they have achieved.
1 for 50 for Isuru Udana.
It's pretty expensive.
17 runs so far in 5 balls, extended over because of the wide.
It's pushed away towards deep mid-on. Batters are going for the second. It could be a run out. Yes, it's given out. One more to the total, takes about to 172. So that's the end of part of the innings. 172 for 8.
That's a great batting display and a huge recovery after losing their first 4 wickets quickly. Prabhukwalla in position to rule the batter out. Nishan Madhushka once again. Safe collection. See how he gets around and then takes the bails off. Desperate dive, but couldn't make it.
That is a wonderful partnership for the 8th wicket between Vishwa Fernando and Senator Halambage.
Elated. The dugout is elated. They think they have a total which could be defended with purpose. And the home team, CCC, will have to bat extremely well right from the start. Vishen Halambage with Nuan Tushara.
I think Haritha, with those spinners, they should be able to do well. You see the highlights of the innings.
Halambage, and then Nimesh Vimukti was the 4th man dismissed. Panadura looked in a spot of bother when Dushan Hemanta joined Vishen Halambage. And this was a timely, decisive partnership.
Yes, this was the partnership that carried Panadura batting. Halambage in full go and equally supported by the captain Dushan Hemanta. There you see some beautiful shots played all around the wicket. And that's his 50.
Third in the series, the only batter to have crossed the 300 mark in this tournament. Brilliant cricket. Lair was run out. 172 for 8. Brilliant batting.
You see the batting card, Vishen Halambage 73. And then down the order we had Dushan Hemanta getting 16, Himadu getting 14 and Vishwa Fernando 20. And Senator Halambage 36 not out. He got his 36, so 17 deliveries with 3 boundaries and 3 sixers.
10 extras in the process. 3 batters were dismissed without scoring in the innings. Nishan Madhushka, 2 victims and 1 run out assist.
You see the bowling, Vishwa Fernando 2 for 7 of 3 overs. I was surprised for him not getting that last over. And Tushara none for 34. Then you get 2 for 26 for Chaturanga De Silva. Isuru Udana 1 for 51 of 4 overs was pretty expensive. And Wanadu Hasaranga 1 for 35 for his standards. That's also a bit expensive.
Yeah, Inuka Karnagoda 3 overs, 1 for 17. So there were 2 bowlers who had done extremely well, but had an over remaining when Isuru Udana bowled that very expensive last over. The 2 partnerships that did very well for the 5th wicket 64 runs and for the 8th wicket fantastic 55 runs. That's the target. 173 runs in 20 overs for CCC to win this match and the championship. We take a break and come back with the reply from the home team.
A very good evening. We're back for the second session in this final, and CCC needing 177 for victory. We have a very good chase as I'm joined by Haritha Pereira. Good evening, Haritha.
Good evening, Michael. Massive run chase, 173 runs in 20 overs. Nimesh Vimukti delivers first delivery. This was the prized wicket. Nishan Madhushka was brilliant. Second highest scorer with 200 plus runs for CCC. Gone.
Short delivery. Cut it upishly. Got that point. Easy catch there. Madhushka.
Third highest individual scorer with 79. Madhushka gone for naught. First ball dismissal. Sahan holding on to the catch. Sahan Mihira holding on to the catch. The St. John's Panadura player. The utility all-rounder. Sahan Mihira was initially from Moratua. Product of the cricket school run by Silva.
Dolden Sigera. Early days. Now looking for that first single, but still can't get that. So wicket and a dot ball.
Product of Cricket Live Academy in Moratua. Sahan Mihira played very well in the quarter-final. Dulnit Sigera from Mahanama.
That's high there again. Oh, made a meal of it.
Should have been taken at this level. He's in the air for a long time. Kimandu Malkan is the fielder.
Had to run a long way, but didn't judge it. Lost sight of it at the last few seconds.
He has a deficiency about his hearing, as I am told. Product of Ambalangoda. Kuspulle didn't deliver in the previous game. Dulnit Segera didn't bat, if I remember right, in the semi-final. Chaturanga Disilla came in his place and smashed every which way. 59 wickets of 58 matches. That's very good for Nimesh Vimukti. 5 for 10 in 2020 cricket is a huge bonus. Not official, but I think he is the vice captain of Panadura.
But again, Apish. Someone getting under it, is it? No.
Ooh. Oh, living dangerously.
Again, just the 2 runs.
That was the skipper, Dishan Hemanta, on pitch. More height than distance again.
Almost overrunning that.
Initially, Nisala Targa gave chase.
Oh, nicely bowled. Beaten, slight turn there. That's the end of the first over. CCC 4 for 1.
Yeah, this is not Panadura, this is actually CCC 4 for 1 in their reply. It's not PSC. Panadura scored 172, 173 run target. should be the other way around. Lasit Cruz-Pulle, good strike rate, over 1,200 runs. Average 20, could have been a little bit better.
Strike rate is decent, 130.
Maristella Nigambo, good striker of the ball. He's been involved with the highest partnership in the tournament. 110 runs for the second wicket with Dulnit Sigera. So these two against Kurunagala Youth Cricket Club, the highest partnership of the tournament.
So there again, take on the first bounce. Vishwa bowled a pretty decent spell in that semi-final, Haritha.
Yeah, picked up 3 wickets. Didn't go for much.
Let me see. Just 13 games, 15 wickets. Where is his pace?
You need good partnerships. There's another 100 partnership again for the second wicket. That was Pathum Nissanka and Lahir Udara for NCC against the same opposition, Kurunagala Youth. There were 2 half-century partnerships for Panadura today, the middle of the innings and the lower order.
See again.
Battery of spinners, so much variation.
Holding it a bit slow, first few deliveries.
They'll take the pace off, and the wicket is anyway sort of holding up. You can't be very elegant in your stroke play. You have to be very selective. Clear the boundary as much as possible. Dulnit Sigera can certainly hit.
Played into the covers, quick single. That's what they'll need to do. Keep rotating and then look for a boundary in every over.
Wicketkeeper Sasindu Malchan has 7 victims. Very efficient wicketkeeper. Played for Dharmasroka Ambalangoda in school cricket.
Comes down the track. Step, one bounce. Is that? No, it's over. That's gone the distance. Got to the pitch.
Left the crease. Very few batters today have shown that. He's tall. He's brilliant. 2 steps actually.
With
Good
his
cricket.
reach.
Lasit Cruz-Pulle, he'll have to fire today. Keep the top order busy. They have to make some impact.
They'll need to go from the start. You'll see that 161 more runs needed.
Lasit Cruz-Pulle had a top score of 77 for CCC. 4th highest individual scorer behind Nishan Madhuchka, who made 79. Also his teammate.
But again, Pulle in a hurry trying to get that single. Sent back. It's 2 overs done. CCC 12 for 1.
A lot of work to be done. 6 and over wouldn't take them anywhere. Nishan Madhuchka. First ball. Sahan Meera holding on to the catch. Isn't he happy, Nimesh Vimukti? Yes!
Oh, ball came in with the arm. It's a dangerous shot, making room. Trying to work it on the off. You'll have to be careful.
Tuchan Hemant, a great all-rounder. 5 catches in the tournament.
And again, straight to the fielder. They need to look at those gaps. Not the dot balls that is going to help them.
13 wickets as the highest wicket taker, the Panadura captain. Sizable contributions with the bat too, including today. Highest partnership, he was at one end.
That's lowish, a bit soft hands. Required run rate going over 9 runs over Hartha.
Asanka Manoj from Mayadunna College, Hangwell, did the pickup. We've not seen much of him because the rest of the team have performed very well. Bit of a grind here, except for that wonderful maximum by Lasith Cruzpulle. It's been a slow grind so far.
But again, nicely bowled. Put into his field, back to offside field here.
So it is a good decision to have batted first for Panadura.
This finals runs on the board.
Oh!
Like it's another single.
The think tank behind the success of Panadura. They should be confident with the total that they have posted, but they look tensed enough.
Well, the coaching staff always will be. That's another brilliant bowled over. It's the 2 runs. And after 3, it's 14 for 1.
Some turn.
Wishwa using his feet. Here we go. Going over that mid-on fielder. Couple of bounces into the fence.
First power play. You could think that Lasith Cruzpulle would advance and clear the infield just like that.
He'll have to take a chance because no point in just batting out there. This power play needs to get some runs. That was a good shot.
Great story. Huge development for the infrastructure here at Maitland Crescent over a period of time. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that went high and far. Cruzpulle cruising along.
You'll have to do what Vishen Halambage did.
They need a huge partnership here.
That was going Haritha. Quite a distance into that balcony.
Well struck. Yeah, the swimming pool facility, the squash courts. They have tennis, the Queen's Tennis, the Gymkhana Club, one of the oldest. The rugby, CHNFC, the hockey. Plenty of action. Prime location.
The spectators also watching the game.
great location for other activities too, sports activities. Still retain that heritage building, although the ground floor is modernized. The top floor, together with that clock on top of the pavilion, is still there, preserved.
Don't think they'll be doing any changes there.
They shouldn't.
Vishwa under pressure now. 10 in 2 and now it's 11 in 3.
Still the required run rate is very close to 9 and over. So 11 of the first 3 balls in this 4th over. Still in the power play. The first power play.
The Keplo came in with the arm.
Bowling from the pavilion end at the CCC ground. Chirapalia Guruge, senior umpire. There was not much 2020 cricket when he was playing.
That's close to the bat.
2 dot balls.
Bringing it back after those first 2 deliveries.
Vishwa Lahiro. 3 very good deliveries. Still 12 off the over. And at the end of 4 overs, CCC in reply, 26 for 1. 147 runs still needed in the next 16 overs.
(26 for 1). CCC in reply. Now this is what happened in the second semi-final. It is a 8-over game. Moores had 86 taken off that, but then Colombo Club or CCC overcame that in almost 6.5 overs for the loss of 2 wickets. Nishan Madhushka and Chaturanga De Silva were the main destroyers on that day, but Nishan Madhushka today is back in the hut. And CCC have a challenge in their hand. It's not easy. The spinners so far have done a good job for Panadura.
Yeah, they have certainly done a good job, and Panadura's attack is revolving around spin. And Nimesh Vimukti, he's been called Vedda. That's because he's a wholehearted cricketer. You give him the ball, you give him an opportunity to bat, he'll give you 110%. So you could see that started off, got a wicket in the first over, and now he's looking to tie the batters down. So Kruspulle has looked to take the bowling on, but Dullit Sigera, well, I'm a bit surprised that he's been sent in at number 3. Kosala, he's a young man and he's under a little bit of pressure because it's a big final. It's a big score that they're after. Lovely use of the feet, not in control, dropped him. How important is that? Long off fielder should have taken it. These are important catches in the context of the game.
How costly can that be? Lasit Kruspulle. It's a big wicket once again. Nimesh Mukti. He was looking to clear long off, but the bat turning on him. And I think that should have been taken. He did the hard work by getting to it, but didn't make the finish. You can see how disappointed the bowler is.
Well, it's important that you take these catches, and especially players of the caliber of Kruspulle, who can be very destructive. He's just getting into his stride, 19 of 11, but he's someone who can take the game away from you in a matter of 2 or 3 overs.
Now Dullit Sigera needs to make a move on. He's made 8 or 15 balls, and in this context of the game, it's not taken in, and especially when you're in the power play, Roshan.
Absolutely. This is the time he needs to break free, but I've been impressed with Nimesh Vimukti. Another one of those who have done very well in the white ball format. He's bowling at a difficult time in the power plays. And he's not afraid to loop the ball. He's not firing it in. He's trusting himself. He's trusting his guile as a bowler. And he just completes his third over. He's been extremely good. CCC at the end of 5, 29 for 1.
Now what does Sportylk do? He's had a chat with Dulnit Sigera. Nisala Taraka is one of the fast bowlers that they have. He was not used in the semi-final.
Yeah, he was on a tour with the Sri Lanka national team to England. Has been a very promising all-rounder who's been knocking at the door. Played for a few clubs, played at the SSC. Now he's moved to Panadura. He's a more than handy all-rounder. He can be quite brisk. He's a skinny fast bowler. It's a good change-up. I think you having spin at both ends can be a little bit predictable. So it's good to have a fast bowler coming on. And straight away, that's been greeted with a 6. Now don't give pace to Lasith Sportylk. He loves pace on the ball. And this could be the over that CCC are after.
Well, you can't give him pace as well as that ball was a very poor delivery. It was directed on the leg side. Sportylk just had to go through the motions. And mind you, this is not a large ground and that will clear the ropes very comfortably.
Yeah, it's a good start to the over. Really good start to the over. It releases the pressure. It's not out of CCC's reach by any means. They're going at almost 7 runs and over. They need to go at little over 9 runs and over, which is not frightening or difficult. Pace off, that's better. But still a single. So this will be the way to go as far as the faster bowlers are concerned. You run in, bowl into the pitch, take pace off, just mix it up, the occasional delivery. Now what Panadura should not allow is to let Dulnit Sigera off the hook. Because he is struggling. He, as you said, 17 balls for 9 runs. Now if Panadura should not let him score boundaries, should try and build dots just to create the pressure. Now Nisala Taraka has a lot of experience to do that. So let's see how he copes with it.
Poor delivery, very poor delivery. That will be called a wide. He needs to get his radar right here, Roshan, because this over is very important. This is the last of the power play. Try and minimize the runs that CCC can get in this over. As you said, quite correctly, not allow. Now, take a look at that again. Again down the leg side. Maybe the release point was the mistake he did.
Yeah, I think he pushed it down the leg side. He generally bowls in swing, so slightly off target. Pace off, gets an edge. That's 4. That's what Sigera was after. Doesn't matter how it comes. It's about a confidence booster. You need a few runs. You need to find that boundary. Doesn't matter how it comes. He's just got a boundary.
This is T20 cricket, Roshan. They will never mind how it comes as long as they come. They just keep coming. This is a good over for CCC.
Yeah, you know as a batter when you go in, when you're struggling to find your feet, the boundary looks a million miles away. But when you start timing it and when you start finding it, it looks so different. That's a wide. This is a really poor over. This is a poor over by Nisala Taraka, and I believe this could be the decisive over. This could be the get out of jail card for the CCC batters.
I think what Nisala Taraka is trying to do, he's trying to do a lot of things. He's trying to bowl it into the surface, trying to bowl it slower, he's trying to delay his release, and he's not getting the radar right at the moment. And maybe a factor that the ball is not really gripping in his hand to do that, because I feel there might be a little dew on the field as well, Roshan.
Yeah, important that he gets his feel right. Now mid-wicket comes in, short third continues to be inside the circle. So they can have just 2 fielders outside the circle, and look where the batter is. That's a full toss, a friendly full toss. Not good fielding. Not good fielding. Panadura has generally been a little bit poor. The bowling has been off target. A friendly full toss, and just look at this. Now you can't let a batter get a single once it's played straight to you.
And also getting Crucible back on strike. That's the danger. 2 balls to go in the over. What does this Ratharaka do? Change of pace into the surface.
Very sensible. Very sensible. Now it's 15 runs in the over. 1 more ball to go. This was the card. This was the get out of jail card that CCC needed. We did see Dulnit Sigera struggling. Cruz Pulle wasn't at his elegant best. But look at what happens. You see Cruz Pulle being missed, and then the very next over turns out to be a big one.
So how will that hurt Panadura? That drop catch, that will definitely hurt them if Cruz Pulle goes on. Last ball of the over. Good delivery. Better line, better length. Another dot ball will end over number 6. CCC are 45-1.
It's a lovely evening in Colombo. The Lotus Hour, standing tall. And we are at the CCC grounds. We are at the Colombo Cricket Club, a very historic, one of the oldest clubs in the country. In fact, it is the oldest club in the country.
It was earlier called Gymkhana Club, is it?
Yeah, it used to be called. There is a Gymkhana everywhere. There is
Yeah.
Gymkhana in India. There is Gymkhana in Pakistan. There is. I think it's a chain, and this club was created by Britishers. It used to be called Gymkhana, the Colombo Cricket Club. It's CHNFC when they play rugby, but it has a great history and heritage, and has produced some outstanding cricketing personalities. There have been test matches that has been played here.
The famous one is the double hundred that Brendan got in the...
that was one.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka beat Pakistan here, I remember, when Imran Khan captained. And I think it was Dulip Mendis that captained Sri Lanka. Not a great start by Dushan Hemanta. He just dragged it down. But this is a crucial little phase. As we know, Kosala, this game could be broken down to two little phases. So the power play is critical, and then the next 6 overs. You talk about the 6th to the 12th, where teams don't want to lose wickets, but they also don't want to lose the momentum. It is at that point, it's actually, through the gap, he's found the gap, and he gets a boundary. Dulnit Sigera.
Poor cricket again by Panadura. That should have been stopped, I thought. There were 2 fielders, and Dulnit Sigera managed to get it between those 2. It was a little bit short. There you go. Oh, that was a very late dive, Roshan. Very late dive. Maybe unsighted by the other fielder, but no excuses in this form of the game. You can't allow the batters to get off the hook.
I think he dived over the ball. He didn't go across. But just to complete my story, so it is actually after 12 overs that teams look for that momentum. They use the 3 overs to gather the momentum. Now that's not a good sign. Now that will give CCC a lot of heart, because they know that the dew is out. If the towels are out, you know that it's going to skid on. The ball is not going to be easy to grip. Spinners will struggle. So it generally starts to favor the batters. So this is what a wet ball could do. I'm not sure whether it's the dew or whether it's the wetness of the ground. But the 50 is up now for CCC into the 7th over, 51 for 1. So this partnership, Kosala, is nicely starting to form itself, with Cruz Pulle looking to take the bowling on at almost 200% strike rate. Dulnit Sigera just finding his feet, and look at them. They seem to be very interested and involved in the game.
This is good cricket. They go through for a quick single. Now, what Cruz Pool has done is he knows they got the boundary in the over. He's just playing it around, and as you said, they will feel that if they can get to about 85 to 90 at the end of the 12th, then you've got about 90 in your last 8. And on this form of the game, that's the replay of that quick single. And in this format, with wickets in hand, and the batting that CCC possesses, I don't think they would mind going at about 9 runs and over. 9 to 10 runs.
Well, let me tell you something. This time they're asking for a catch and a stumping ball. Ruchira Palyaguru, has he gone upstairs? Not sure. That was a little bit too close to try and run it down, and in fact a little bit too full. If CCC was given an option of going at 9 runs and over in the last 5 overs at the beginning of the game, they would have taken it. Again, played late, straight to the fielder, and this is good running as well. So we've just seen the completion of the 7th over. CCC in the hunt. They're 53 for 1.
So 53 for 1 CCC. You see the highlights of these innings. The first delivery itself, Nishan Madhushka was out caught at the cover point, and CCC won not for 1. And from there onwards, these two batters have been guiding them through. There was a drop chance, couple of drop catches. And Lasit Cruz Pool coming down the wicket and hitting it over the top, getting some runs. There you see again. So it's 53 for 1. Vishen Halamagi has been brought in. So good evening to Gamni Pereira, who's joined me in the box. Good evening, Gamni.
Good evening, Polly. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, those in that highlights package, there were 2 drop chances, and how decisive that can be, particularly that Cruz Pulley's one. One of the easier ones. Segura's one was not very easy, obviously, but yeah, wrist spin from both ends. Obviously, 2 different wrist spinners. Dushan Hemanta is a bit more conventional wrist spinner that you could call it, but Halabage runs his fingers over the seam more or less. So this is the field he's bowling to. 3 on the offside, inside the circle, mid-off goes back. There's a long on, straightish deep mid-wicket. Deep cover, extra cover. Yeah, once again, quickish. It's not an easy bowler to come down to meet it early. Halabage is very quick through the air, and he's not a big turner, so you need to be tactically smart when you're going to try and score boundaries off him.
Yes, exactly. Amini Vishen Halabage trying to push it a bit quicker than Dushan Hemanta. But he has been among the wickets in this tournament. 2 of the bowlers for Panadura Sports Club. Halabage and Dushan Hemanta has been among the wickets. That's nicely played. Beats the fielder. Lovely timing. And Cruz Pool gets another boundary there.
Yeah, that's the word that he said. Timing. Didn't try to overhit it at all. Yeah, he's looking so good, isn't he? On the eye, Cruz Pool. Yeah, like I just mentioned. You know, some of these decisive moments of the game, that drop catch at long off. They've had a new batter, and since then he's been a revelation, hasn't he? 36 of 19. This time comes forward. Well, that's another half chance. Didn't get up really. Just travelling flatter towards deep mid-wicket. Did well. He kept it down to 1. Yeah, the boundary and 4 singles so far, so still a productive over. Yeah, did well. What he did well, Paulie, was that he kept the ball in front of him. that he easily could have gone over him, and you're bound on another extra run though.
I thought that was a great attempt by him. Sportylk trying to get on with the game now. That's Dulnit Sigera. Dulnit Sigera also can bat well. And a wonderful partnership is developing right now between these two batters, Sigera and Sportylk. CCC trying to find themselves back in the game. So 8 overs gone. It's 61 for 1.
So 61 for 1 of 8. Madhushkar out of the first ball of the innings. Sportylk 37, Sigera 22. It has been the underdogs' week so far, Polly. SSC getting steamrolled by Malay. The mighty Aussies going down to the South Africans.
We got to wait and see here what's going to be the result. But still required run rate is 9.33. That's still a lot of hard work to be done for CCC. Sportylk and Dulnit Sigera putting on 61 runs for the second wicket after they lost the first wicket with none of the runs on the board. That was their most consistent batter. Nishan Madhushkar had to walk back. That's nicely tossed away by Dushan Hemanta, pushed away by Sportylk for a single.
Yeah, it's a mighty role that Dulnit Sigera will have to play here. Because you can't really go into a shell and ask Sportylk to do all the hard work. He needs to find a way to provide some sort of substance here, Polly. He got that one. That was out of the middle of the bat. That's probably the best shot he has played so far. Got underneath that one. His feet was the key.
Well, I thought Gamini was gaining confidence. The way he batted the previous over, came down the wicket and played some drives. And now coming down the wicket again and lofting it over the bowler's head for a well-hit 6. This is exactly what can happen when two batters developing into a good partnership. It's again a nice, good bit of running between the wickets between these two batters. Sportylk backing up well. So 69 on the board. Sigera on 29 of 29 deliveries. Sportylk 38 of 21 deliveries.
Required rate just a tick over 9. Drag his length. Can they come back for the second? You bet they can. Yeah, suddenly with that 6, it's looking ominous for Dushan. 10 off with 2 deliveries to go, so he's looking to finish off well this over. These are kind of partnership that Doctor ordered for CCC, and they've suddenly Dulnit Sigera joining the party. Just a single.
Well, also, Gamini, you see the batters are running between the wickets. They're running their runs pretty hard, making those singles into 2s and the 2s into 3. That is definitely going to cause a worry for the Panadura Sports Club fielders. You cannot expect to drop those catches which should be taken. 72 on the board. That's again nicely played. Gets the gap. That's going towards the boundary. 4 more runs to Dulnit Sigera. He moves on to 33. And the score moves on to 76. So 9 overs gone. It's 76 for 1.
Yeah, suddenly he looks a different batter, isn't he? Now that he has spent a bit of time, he's got used to the pitch with the speed out of the hand. 76 for 1.
So 76 for 1. CCC chasing 172 to win this game, 73 to win this game. Well, this partnership, you see the beautiful pictures, surroundings of CCC. You see that Lotus Tower, beautiful lighting going on there. Changing of colors, Gamni, looks pretty wonderful.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Nice Sunday evening here in Colombo. Well, you can't go wrong. This Colombo city, it's all happening here, and it's port city from a distance. And there are the people who are behind this success at CCC, Shami Silva and Sri Lanka cricket for that matter. Pramod Vikramasinghe was there, wasn't he?
Yes, definitely. Shami Silva, the president of SLC, done a lot of hard work. And this is the first time a major club tournament, T20 tournament, final is played under lights here at the CCC. So 77 for 1 CCC. Vishen Halambage, that one pushed in quicker.
Yeah, certainly a couple of good overs, Polly, from these two batters. They brought that run rate into a very manageable one. Don't forget, I think these conditions are suiting the batters. And when I saw the pitch this evening, there was a bit of shine on it, and so that means there was absolutely no moisture. When you see that, that's powered. Well, yeah, mid-on was just 5 yards away from that. He had no chance of cutting that off. He's timing it nicely. Got to the pitch of it.
Well, this is the cruise puller, what we know. Coming down the wicket and hitting it nicely. Getting those runs quite easily. Well, now I think Panadura Sports Club needs to break this partnership.
Yeah, this is about the fourth over that they scored a boundary of. Polly, don't forget that you are very lucky to watch it at home, sitting on your couch with some refreshments. Production by Talent TV, powered by ThinkCube and Quadrangular, the technical partner. Well, that's a great initiative taken by these people, and along with SLC. Oh, that's gone. That's gone the distance.
So that brings up base 50. That's Lassit Cruz Puller getting on to 52. Taking a lot of pressure. CCC 88 for 1. You see 85 needed of 61 deliveries. The way they're going through Germany, they're going to take this game away unless part of the sports club break this partnership as quickly as possible.
Yeah, when Panadura spinners were in operation in that semi-final, Polly, wicket was a lot slower. It suited their style, but this, with a heavy ball, with a heavy outfield, it's not the easiest ball to grip, particularly for a wrist spinner, and it starts to skid on. And the Cruz Puller style, because he hits through the line, he extends his hands through the line, it's an ideal surface for him.
I thought that bringing in of Nisala Taraka, there you see the awards, which is in offer today. The bringing in of Nisala Taraka into that over was a big mistake as far as Panadura is concerned.
Yeah, I just was telling you how his style is, how he extends his hands through the line. He trusts his skills to go downtown. Now, check most of these shots. Sometimes he's not up to the pitch of the ball, but he still continues. Both hands towards the same line. If one hand goes against it, it makes it a difficult one. Yeah, just a single. Very smart batting. After 2 boundaries and 2 singles, he takes another single. So very productive over. Yeah, this is the rest of that highlight package. Yeah, very well played, son. He's keeping his team CCC in the run chase. 89 for 1 after 10.
Well, 89 for 1 after 10. Panadura needs to break this partnership. These two batters came together when the score was 0. CCC lost the first wicket in the very first delivery of their chase. Their informed batter Nishan Madhushka was dismissed for North. You can see Chintake Drimana, the cricket development manager at SLC.
And man on his right side is Chamila. He's one of the media persons for SLC. Just mentioning on the people behind the screen here, Polly. You got to mention them because he's doing a terrific service, aren't they? In line with the mandate to promote domestic cricket and discover local talent from all parts of the island. Sri Lanka Cricket, in collaboration with ThinkCube Systems Private Limited, also will officially have a free-to-air channel very soon, Polly. It's called Talent TV very soon.
Yes, Talent TV is also behind this, bringing up this production into your doorstep. Lovely pictures to watch. And the first time SLC has been managed to organize this major T20 cricket tournament under lights. That's put away nicely by Cruz Pole. Another boundary for him. He needs pace, and Panadura Sports Club deciding to give him pace.
Yeah, the spin was not going to work, and suddenly they brought in the medium paces, and that shot shows how well he's seeing the ball and how well he has got used to this pitch. It's just a base that became very important. He flat batted it. He had to wait for it, but because of that base, it's a difficult shot. But yeah, good start for the over. Some people are happy, some people are not. Certainly the Panadura supporters are not, because they've been taken to cleaners at the moment.
But you can't take credit out of them, Garmini. They've done well to come into the final. Panadura Sports Club and CCC 2. That's nicely played. Oh, bit of misfielding there, gone through his legs. That's gone to the boundary. 4 more runs to Cruz Pole, takes him on to 61.
Yeah, smart batting once again after a powerful hit down the ground, helping shot. Yeah, wheels are coming off, Polly. Few mistakes are starting to creep into Panadura. Yeah, it's an important final. There are no second chances, and obviously they came into the match. They were up against it with a very formidable CCC team, but there was more pedigree and experience in this CCC lineup comparing to Panadura. A lot of international players in their ranks for CCC, but T20, anything can happen. They showed that, didn't they, in that semi-final against much fancied NCC, and some of the well-oiled machines against CCC. But I thought 171 was very competitive compared to the bowling side they've had.
I think, Garmini, yes, you're right. Panadura Sports Club did very well in their batting, but their fielding let them down. They dropped a couple of chances, and especially when Cruz Pole was dropped. Well, we know Cruz Pole, one let off. He can do wonders there, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's 61 not out. There you see again pushing it on the back foot. So runs coming for him, 97 on the board. He's still in the 11th over of the innings, 98 for 1.
Yeah, that run rate has come down under rate, 7.89 to be precise. Yeah, but there's a lot of support here at CCC for Panadura. Obviously, people have come in numbers, and in perspective of cricket, it's huge, isn't it? For Panadura to make it to the grand final, beating some of the fancy side. Incidentally, Panadura beat CCC in the first round too.
Yeah, what let Panadura down was the fielding aspect of it, I think. But still, they need to get a couple of wickets as quickly as possible if they want to come back into this game. They need to break this partnership first. They're trying everything possible.
Yeah, the keeper did well then. Desperate attempt. Definitely saved 3 for his team. Very easily that could have bounced in front of him and gone for 4 leg buys, but Yeah, save 3 for his side. They need every bit of magic, just like that. They need someone to come up with some sort of effort, some sort of spark. Polly? Well, that's not going to work.
Well, the dew factor must be affecting them, Gamini, a bit. They might be finding it a bit difficult to grip that ball. You see he's trying to swing it, but going down wide outside the off stump. That's Asanka Manoj. That's Cruz Pulle driving it again towards deep mid-on. Gets a single. 102 on the board for CCC.
There were some people who were questioning about the decision that CCC were opted to bowl first. But now you're starting to vindicate the skipper's decision, mate. You know, they're in a cruising mood and with the dew factor. I mean, throwing the fact that they're at home, end of the day, CCC.
And also they had the stronger batting side, Gamini. Watching Panadura batting, you know, Vishen Halabage, of course, put up a good show there and supported by his cousin, Senator Halabage. But then, still, you see, 172, they're chasing it quite easily. That's another nice shot by Dulnit Sigera this time. 4 more runs. It's 105 for 1 after 11 overs.
So the second 100 partnership for Lasit Cruzpulle and Dulnet Sigera. Full toss. Beautifully struck. Great timing. Superb placement. Back at a point. Sigera. This is his debut year, Michael. Great stuff from the Mahanama opener.
I think, Harita, they're doing it with ease now. Confident. 63 of 32, Cruzpulle, and 38 of 33, Dulnit Sigera.
Second 50 for Lasit Cruzpulle. He had earlier made 77. 6 batters had made more than 70. Reserve umpire Chamara de Souza, he was involved in the semi-finals.
These are some of the misfields by the Panadura fielders. Well, you can't do those in a final. That was high in there.
They should have had miss it. This is a huge miss.
That was the turning point there.
That was Vishwa Lahiru.
Clive hammered down the ground.
Nishan Hemanta is the fielder, Panadura skipper. He knows what it is all about. I was talking about this before. That huge partnership.
Required run rate now, Harita, just 7.58.
That's very manageable. 110 runs for the second wicket against Kurunagala Youth. Some happy faces. Youngsters come. Family affair it should be.
Well, it's a Sunday. Oh!
Brilliant catch by Sasid Umalshan. His 8th victim overall. The change made.
Ball stayed in the pitch a bit and then...
Yeah, it has been there for some time. That was a huge leap for a short man. Brilliant effort. Sasindu Malshan.
One hand. That's all he could have gone. But a brilliant innings. Dulnit Sigera caught Sasindu ball Nisala for 38 of just 34 deliveries.
A better than run a ball effort from young Dulnit Segera. They laid the foundation for a great chase. Only one bowler in this tournament has picked up a 5-wicket haul. 5 for 19. Sampath Nishanka of NCC against Moors. Nishanka had 12 wickets. Second highest wicket taker behind Dushan Hemant, who has 13 for Panadura Sports Club. Inuka Karanagoda from Mahanama, young blood. A great opportunity to send him in ahead of Chaturanga De Silva. Good player.
And even the skipper.
The skipper will stay back.
That's what I mean. Pads.
This will give a lot of hope for this experienced bowler.
Yes, I will see this last wicket and watch that many times. Haritha just leaping in there. He timed his jump well.
Very well.
Made it look very easy.
Nisala Taraka played for Mahinda College Goal.
A bit wavered in his first over. Come back strong. Picked up a wicket at just 2 runs in this 4 deliveries.
Yeah, a lot will depend on Lasit Cruz Pulle, whether he can bat through and take his side to victory. The highest individual scorer in the tournament, 93, not out for Sangeet Kure, Colombo Coles Cricket Club. Vishen Halamage, who made a half century today, had 83, second highest individual scorer for Panadura.
2 half centuries, sorry, the semi-final and the final.
Yeah. After that, 83.
Slow delivery, pulled away. Again
Miss
a
wheel,
slight
yeah.
miswheel. Oh, and if that had hit, that would have been curtains.
Sahan Mehra fluffed with that pickup initially. They need to be sharp on the field. It's quite a gettable total, that run rate.
I think the ball is a bit slippery, so along the ground doesn't come straight into your hands sometimes. There we see that would have been gone for all money.
Yeah, we've spoken of all that. We must play credit to the ground staff.
Oh, what was that? No ball and it's out of here. That was the one beamer. Was that a 6 or? Clearly it slipped.
Yeah, it slipped. Massive. Massive. When the full distance, take it. Distance, height, bang on the screen, is it?
Yes. Heard that the screen has been damaged.
Oh.
There we see.
Mr.
Cruz Pulle.
72.
So definitely ball not it's not easy to handle.
Great run in between wickets. Karnagoda ran into the danger end. Was very quick to complete the first. 12 completed. CCC in reply, 118 for 2. We were talking about the ground staff. T.H. Sarath is the curator. But there's Jayalat Sumit, who's been working here for over 40 years at CCC. T.H. Sarath, of course, in the business of ground curator for over 40 years. So a lot of experience there. They have a permanent ground staff of 10, but today a lot more for the ground maintenance and the pulling and covers. Luckily, we have stayed away from rain. So Senitha Halamage, who had a brilliant hand with the bat, 36 not out in that 50 partnership for the 8th wicket. Dharmasoka Ambalangoda schoolboy comes into bowl. He has 11 wickets so far, third highest wicket taker in the tournament.
Best of 3 wickets are there, and he'll need those, needs to do something.
In the semi-final, he picked up wickets in consecutive deliveries. The first ball dismissal of Kamil Mishara pegged back NCC. They never recovered from that.
So the batsman to come, Haritha, just sit up there waiting. Keeper.
It has come down to almost a run a ball, just about 7 at the moment. Another 2 good hits would make it different. Lasith Cruzpulle, 77, his highest in the tournament. Staying 4th individual best performances, ahead of Ron Chandragupta, 74, and Movin Subasinghe, 72. Yes. Chandragupta from Bloomfield, Subasinghe from BRC.
There's a chance of overtaking some of them. 74 at the moment.
Yeah, he could probably get ahead of Nishan Madhushka, who had a personal best of 79. And even if he bats the way he is doing, and if he anchors the innings, can carry his bat through and take his side to victory, be a great opportunity for him.
Chance of getting up to that 100-run mark.
Missed.
One bounce.
Travelled quickly once again. Nadun Darshana Hangamage. St. John's Panadura was the fielder. Mind you, he is having number 33 jersey. Cruzpulle also has number 33 jersey.
Just one bounce into the fence.
Short ball, well struck. Short area in the boundary.
Then comes down the track. And he's gone.
The wicket they were waiting for. Vishwa Lahiru holding on to the catch. Cruzpulle departs after making 78.
Senitha getting that wicket.
It's not Senitha.
Oh, that.
Is it? Lahiru, well done. Yeah, it was Halamage.
Looks like a Halamage show, is it?
Yeah, I know. 38 balls, 78.
Cruzpulle also
6
getting
fours in addition to the square of boundaries. The best known T20 cricketer in Sri Lanka, Wanidu Hasaranga.
Look at that strike rate, 143. Highest of 77, 173 matches, 2,377 runs. Need to get his eye in, Haritha.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for Senitha Halamage to bowl to Wanidu Hasaranga under these circumstances. He's just conceded 5 runs. He's picked up a wicket in his first over.
Picked up the man in form.
Off the mark. Oh, 4! Ooh. That was not what the captain wanted on the field. That's a boundary for Vanidu Hasaranga.
Number 33 having a pretty ordinary day in that field.
Should have stopped that, certainly. Nadun Darshana Hangamage once again.
Well, he did hard work, Haritha. Just couldn't get his body behind it.
These are giveaways. 13 overs, 127 for 3.
So it's 46 from 42.
Dushan Hemanta, Panadura captain. He has another couple of overs remaining. He's gone for 23. That's a lot from his standards. Almost run a ball for CCC at this stage.
Want to pull it back a bit. We need to get a couple of wickets.
Karanagoda will probably play the sheet anchor role. Just rotate the strike over. The more illustrious strikers in the lineup. Vanidu Hasaranga coming in ahead of his younger brother, his elder brother rather, Chaturanga De Silva.
Bit surprised Arthur, because the way he came and batted in that semi-final, I thought he would have come in.
That was a different story.
Skipper wants to make sure he does it himself.
I mean, this was a huge asking rate.
Oh.
The mere fact that you have to bowl to Vanidu Hasaranga will put fear in the opposing bowlers. But it can all change. 2020 cricket is such. Couple of wickets could make a huge difference. But we have had 3 century partnerships in this tournament. Switch hit. Dot ball. First to go was Nishan Madhushka. First ball caught by Sahan Mehra of Nimeo Shivamukti.
That would have been a shocker.
Yeah. Back live.
Maybe that's all they need. Try to get those singles get close. Oh, that was that
This was
brilliant.
Lasit Cruzpulle of the fast ball, and then Senita Halamage accounted for Cruzpulle after the Dulnit Segera.
Shan just gone for the 3 runs in this over. So he's starting to pull it back. Really would like to have a wicket. Oh, short. Oh, keeping a bit low, Haritha.
Skidded through. Bowled it quicker. Skidded through. Bottom edge. Sachin Malchan couldn't make the collection cleanly. Nine and a half maintained run rate. This is what Inuka Karanagoda does best. Rotate the strike. First touch. End of 14. CCC in reply. 132 for 3 at the moment.
Well, that's a look at where the CCC is at the moment. Nishan Madhushka dismissed very early, then Cruzpulle and Dulnit Segera getting together in a partnership. 132 for 3 in 14 overs. CCC well on course, I must say. Inuka and Vanidu Hasaranga, the 2 batters at the wickets. Still a pretty strong batting lineup. Chaturanga De Silva has been listed quite low, but I can tell you that he'll definitely bat higher than that, Gamini. But looking at what went wrong for Panadura, they will have to obviously blame themselves for the poor fielding.
Yeah, when they go back and look at this match, regardless of the result, that drop catch there are ifs and buts once you lose a match, Roshan, as you would know, but yeah, they'll be livid with themselves about not only the catchers, there's some ground fielding. They conceded far too many runs easily when the CCC batters were under pressure. And yeah, pressure plays the mind games. We play big things in a game of cricket. Senitha, as he got the distance. Yeah,
he's got more than the distance. Gamini, it's gone all the way. It's gone out of the ground.
Yeah, he prefers that cow corner against the spinners, Hasaranga. Yeah, often a lot of people spoke about this run chase, and Roshan, I know it's a novelty that they're playing club cricket under lights, but don't forget that you got to throw in the fact that CCC are at home.
Yeah, they're definitely at home, no doubt. But I don't think the organisers expected, or at least had planned for CCC to play in the final. Not that they were not expected to get in, but I don't think that this venue was decided with that in mind. So, but let's give CCC a lot of credit for being fourth in the table and eventually now getting close to the title.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, what I meant was that they're used to these conditions, and it's a fair pitch. You can't blame the conditions. You can only blame themselves.
Absolutely. You took words out of my mouth. Panadura will have to blame themselves, because I believe 170 plus score that they got was more than what they had actually planned for. I think the skipper was talking about 140, 150. And when you got to 160, you had a bonus. At 170, you had a really good bonus to defend. And then you come in and get a wicket in the very first over. You couldn't have asked for a better start, Kamini. And all Panadura needed to do was just make sure that catches are taken. This is good running. And sensible cricket, because both CCC batters know that they got the game under control. The run rate is very well within their grasp, 32 of 32, which is a walk in the park. So why take risks now?
Yeah, those middle overs, very costly, wasn't it? A lot of boundaries, Cruz Pulle made them pay for that drop chance, and even Sigera, got comfortable with things at the end, didn't he? The youngster took a bit of time to start. This time all along the ground. They're going back for the second. Yeah, good throw. That's all they needed, a good throw.
What about the relay throw? What about the throw on the bounce? Why are you looking to throw it on the full? The modern game is about throwing on the bounce so that it will gather more momentum as it hits the turf. That throw was into the gloves, so it takes a little bit longer to get there. Goes again. How far has it gone? It's 4. Vanidhu Hasaranga is in a hurry, and he's doing it in style.
Yeah, he wants to get things over and done with. 15 overs completed. 147 for 3.
Well, CCC having this game well under control, I must say. Their required rate is less than 6 runs an over, and this is that last shot. Vanidhu Hasaranga down on one knee, slog sweep, picking that gap. Not a big gap, but he's hitting to the right place against the off spinner going round the wicket. He doesn't have to look for the offside because it's bowled more in line with the stumps. So the option of hitting there is very much on.
So the skipper is trying to roll the last dice of this game. Coming from the pavilion and out. Yeah, looking for the switch hit. All Inuka has to do was to bring his captain back on strike. Yeah, he certainly did turn, didn't it?
Yeah, true. But have Panadura struck a little bit too late in the day? That's the question. It's within striking range for the CCC batters. Inuka goes LBW for 7, but I don't think that will worry the CCC batters too much at 147 for 4. Their requirement is at 5.38, and they're going at almost 10 runs and over. And as we said, Gamini, there are explosive batters to come. Chaturanga De Silva, who is walking in, he joins his brother. And, you know, this man, Chaturanga De Silva, I think is a highly underrated player. I believe he should have played much more at the highest level. For some odd reason, either he didn't perform when he was given the opportunity, or he just didn't get the opportunity because of the combinations that Sri Lanka had. But I rate him as a very, very good T20 player.
Yeah, in that last semi-final, when CCC were chasing 80-odd runs, he came at number 4 when they had nothing on the board really, and played some magnificent shots to take his team into the finals. Yeah, like you said, you know, plenty of talent. Why he has not played more international cricket? Maybe to do with his brother too, because his brother has cemented his position in bowling 4 overs of spin and batting to go with it. And how many of that caliber can you have in a team? This was the last one. Yeah, that was a switch hit, and it comes under a premeditated category, the switch hit. Roshan, you need to get into position before the ball leaves the hand. I think he was a fraction late on it.
Swing and a miss. They're asking for a stumping. I think the batter is well in. But on the subject of Chaturanga, just looking to hit it through mid-wicket. Well, I certainly think as a left-arm spinner he's quite canny. Very smart. Can bowl some cheap overs. And he's a more than handy striker of the ball. So that's why I feel, well, they're enjoying themselves, aren't they? They're having some music. It's great improvisation.
Yeah, it's a Sunday night, Roshan. After this game, they got the dancing shoes on. I believe that you are also going to.
No, I heard you were going. You're the dancer, not me.
Well, the CC supporters.
TV umpire to director, we have a umpire referral for run out. Could you give me the best side-on angle, please? Okay, batsman has clearly made his ground. I have a decision for the giant screen. My decision is not out. My decision is not out.
Teach you to make sure that you ground your bat way before the crease. And that was perfectly well done by Wanidhu Hasaranga. Rather than planting it or poking it, you just ground your bat. And eventually the 150 is up for the CCC, and they're on course, that's for sure. They're within striking distance. And also about Wanidhu Hasaranga in this innings, what I've seen is he's generally known to be a very strong offside player. But today we have seen him looking to take on the leg side as well, opening up the leg side, looking to go to the cow corner, looking to go over mid-wicket. That's a good sign as a batter, where you don't become one-dimensional.
Yeah, from what I've seen in international cricket, Roshan, I think against the faster bowlers, he likes to get inside the line and penetrate that field on the off. But against the spinners, I think he likes to get inside the line rather than outside the line. So far we have seen that skill from him, haven't we? 152 for 4 after 16.
Well, you can never speak too early. 21 runs of 24 in the context of the game is a walk in the park. But still, we have seen funny things happen in the game of cricket. And Panadura will be hoping that Vishan Hellamage, who bowled or batted extremely well, bowl 2 overs for 21, would come in and weave some magic with the ball in hand, and they need something special at this stage if they are to pull this back.
Yeah, if they want someone to do it, I think they've gone to the correct person or the player. He's been terrific in both the semi-final and the final with the bat in hand. A lot of people believed in his talents and the tantalizing prospect of his ability, and well, he must be feeling good about cricket at the moment, and maybe he's the one to do it with the ball in hand too.
Well, there is no doubt that we've seen some outstanding talent in this club T20 tournament, and none more outstanding than this man, young Vishan Halmage. And what impressed me a lot today is it's not about his batting, it's about how he soaked the pressure. You're talking about a young man, you're talking about playing in a final. And also, Gamini, you know that there was a stage where Panadura had played almost 2 maidens and lost a wicket. So there was a lot of work he had to do, and the way he took on the more fancied CCC bowling. This is Apesh. He took on not just the fast bowlers, but he took on Vanidu Hasaranga.
Yeah, and the other thing that I was very impressed with in the semi-finals, he took on 3 well-oiled machines, Matisha Patirana, Chamika Karunaratne and Dushmanta Chamir. In this game, he took on Nuwan Tushara, the likes of one of the very best in this format. So most of these guys are going to outthink you at some point in time, and the way he kept his head on his shoulders, and he showed us that he's quite up to it.
Yeah, this will be a really good eye opener for everyone watching. Well, tournaments like this will obviously throw up new talent. It serves well for the selectors to identify talent, and I'm sure the selectors would have made a lot of note of what this man is capable of. And addition to that, what is good about him in the T20 format, you look at players who could contribute in all 3 facets of the game, not just batting and fielding, but now you could see that Halmage could also run in and turn his arm over and bowl a few cheap overs. So he's more or less almost ready to play this kind of format. And with stops like that, it tells you that he's a good fielder as well. 17 overs done, 158 for 4.
Panadura at one time might have felt that when they made 172 that they had things under control, but here's Nimesh Vimukti and Vanidu Hasaranga not doing it in singles at the moment. They know that they are in control, the 2 brothers, Chaturanga and Vanidu. But again, bad fielding, bad bowling just help CCC get off the hook. That 100-run partnership for the second wicket. When you pick up a wicket in the very first ball, Paul, you might feel, okay, we got 172, we are in this game. But then that 100-run partnership, that's going to be a wide. Really took it away from Panadura.
Yes, you're right, Coach. A couple of drop chances during that partnership, especially the catch of Cruz Pulle was pretty important. And Panadura players got themselves to blame to be in this situation. They got 172, which was a very good total, and they could have made a match of it. But unfortunately now CCC very much on top of the game, needing 13 runs of 17 deliveries. Then there you go. That might go to over the rope. Yes, it is. So that will reduce the target furthermore. 166 on the board.
7 needed now. Nothing wrong with the delivery, but Chaturanga De Silva is in cracking form at the moment.
And Khosla, that's the way he plays it. He wants to go for his shots. They're again on the back foot, pulled away this time. But there is a fielder there right on the boundary. The batters cross over for 2.
Within striking range now, within striking range.
So 5 needed of 15 deliveries. Most probably they could finish it off in this over. 3 deliveries remaining in this over of Nimesh Mimukti. Bowling his 4th over. Bowled well. 1 for 20 up to now. So Chaturanga on 14 of 9 deliveries. They hit uppishly again. This time could be the end of it. Yes, it is. So CCC are the champions of the major T20 club cricket tournament here on the Lights, which was played for the first time at CCC grounds. Chaturanga De Silva putting that ball over the boundary.
There you go. Congratulations to Colombo Cricket Club, or CCC, the more common name that we know. And they add another trophy to their cabinet of trophies by winning the major club T20 Tier A final.
Well, they richly deserve it. They played very good cricket. Of course, Panadura Sports Club, we cannot take them out. They batted well, but their fielding let them down. You see the congratulation message coming through. More than 150 years in existence. That's 160 odd years. Khosla 162 to be precise.
Oldest club in the country. Handshakes all around. Vanidhu Hasaranga leading the side. He'll be called upon against Bangladesh in the T20 matches. So he knows how important this tournament was for him.
Well, 2 test matches to be played. First game to be starting on 17th of June. That's on Tuesday next. That's in goal. There I see the players hugging around. Well, both teams deserve a lot of praise and a lot of credit. There I see the winning moment. Chaturanga putting it over mid-wicket boundary. Huge hit. Taking the game for CCC. That was in the 18th over of the innings. 2 overs were remaining. So Vanidhu Hasaranga, the CCC captain, very proud of his team.
So this is the CCC batting card to the reply of 132. Nishan Madhuska was out at the top without troubling the scorers, but Cruz Pulle and Dulit Sigera put things in order for CCC. And Cruz Pulle with a top score of 78. And then the 2 De Silvas finishing things off with quick cameos of 25 and 20.
You see Khosla, 78 coming off 38 deliveries, 6 boundaries and 5 sixes. Cruz Pulle. When he was around 20, he was dropped. But that was the turning point of the game. 17.4 overs, 174 for 4.
The bowling for Panadura. They've used 7 bowlers. Nimesh, Nisala, Dushan and Sarit getting him on the wickets. But nobody really been able to put the brakes on the CCC batters, and they went on to be comfortable winners.
Yes, that 106-run partnership for the second wicket really took the game off Panadura Sports Club. You see, the economy rates, nothing much to talk about. You see the highlights. The very first delivery of the innings, Nishan Madhushka, the most consistent batsman of the CCC team, was walking back without scoring by Sportylk. He really set the tempo on. What an inning that was, 78 coming off 34 deliveries for Sportylk. And from there onwards, it was Wanidu Hasaranga who taking the time to get some shots. And finally was joined by his brother Chaturanga De Silva. That was the dismissal of Karunagoda. And from here onwards, Chaturanga De Silva getting a couple of sixers to finish off the game as quickly as possible. And that was the winning hit coming off the bat of Chaturanga De Silva.
So this is how the match finally dished out. Panadura sent it to bat, 132 for 8, 73 for Vishan Helmage, and 2 wickets apiece for Chaturanga and Vishu Fernando. And in reply, Colombo Coast Cricket Club 174 for 4 in 17.4 overs. The top score of 78 from Sportylk. Dulnit Sigara managing to make 38, and Nimesh Mukti and Nisana Taraka together with Dushan, but picking up a wicket is so Colombo Cricket Club winning by 6 wickets.
So we'll have the presentation when we come back. Until then, we go for a commercial break.
check one. Macha one eකට ගන්න. One. Check 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 one. Two one. Test one. Check one. Check one. Check one. Check one. Two one. Check one. Two. Test one. Check one. Check one. Check. 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 Check one. Check one. Check. Check one. Two. Test one.
Welcome back to CCC grounds. Now it's the time for the presentation for this major club T20 Tier A tournament, which was concluded just a couple of moments ago. As we go down to the presentation, where Roshan Abesinga is down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very warm welcome to all of you joining us on this post-match presentation of the Major League T20 Club Tournament organized by Sri Lanka Cricket. We've just seen a wonderful final. At one stage, I really expected the final to get close, but eventually CCC ran away with it quite easily by 6 wickets with plenty of time to spare. So we are ready with the post-match presentation. I'm privileged to introduce our very eminent panel, the presentation party. I got Mr. Ravin Wickramaratne, Vice President of Sri Lanka Cricket. I got Mr. Bandula Disanayake, Honorary Secretary of Sri Lanka Cricket. I also got Mr. Nalin Aponso, Executive Committee Member and Chairman of the Tournament Committee, Sri Lanka Cricket. These three gentlemen will be giving away the awards. Can I ask Mr. Nalin Aponso to step forward? And we'll start off with the player of the final, a prize money of rupees 500,000 and a trophy. It goes to Lasith Cruzpulle of Colombo Cricket Club. For his outstanding batting, 78 of 38 balls, 6 fours and 5 sixers. Lasith Cruzpulle, the player of the final. Right. Let's move on and we go on to the best bowler. He will receive a prize money of 750,000 and a trophy. It goes to a player from the NCC, Sampath Nishanka. 5 matches, 12 wickets. A good economy rate as well. Congratulations to the best bowler. Well, we are continuing with Mr. Nalina Ponso to give away the awards. And our next award is for the best batter. He batted outstandingly well. He did score runs easily, made a tremendous impression. And he hails from Panadura Sports Club, 750,000 and a trophy. It goes to Vishan Helmage. He is the best batter for some outstanding cricket by this young man. Thank you, Mr. Nalina Ponso. Can I ask Mr. Bandula Disanayaka to step forward, please? Right, we are moving on. And the next award is for the best all-rounder. And he will receive a prize money of 1 million, I beg your pardon, and a trophy. And it will be given away, as I said, by Mr. Bandula Disanayaka. It goes to Dushan Hemanta. Extremely good as an all-rounder with both bat and ball. Dushan Hemanta walks away with the Best All-Rounders Award with ₹1 million and a trophy. And the next one is a big one. The player of the tournament. He will receive a prize money of $1 million and a trophy. It will be given away by Mr. Bandula Disanayaka for his outstanding batting. An outstanding contribution as a player. It goes to Vishan Helmage. Vishen Helmage. He is the player of the tournament. Truly deserving Vishen Helmage for some outstanding cricket. And unfortunately ending up on the losing side, but played extremely well. Vishen Helmage is our player of the tournament. And can I call the captain of Panadura to come up and collect his check for Mr. Bandula Disanayaka? Rupees 1.5 million for being the runner-up. And let's have a chat. Bad luck, Dushan. Yeah. You like to talk in English or Singlish? Right, okay. Tell me, what went wrong for you guys in the final?
Yeah, anyway, we got a good start during the game. I think when we are bowling, after the power play, we collapsed. That's it.
So do you think you had enough runs on the board?
Yeah, we had enough runs. Later on, there's a due bit factor.
What about your fielding? I think how disappointed? You should be disappointed with the way you guys fielded.
Can't blame anything for the players because we are playing under lights like first time. Most of the guys are playing first time, so can't blame for them.
So what is your opinion about a tournament like this for the clubs under the lights?
It was a good opportunity for the youngsters to play in the under lights. So hope they will do this continuously.
Right, very well done. Bad luck today. Right, that's the captain of Panadura, runner-up today. And can I invite Mr. Ravin Vikramaratne to step forward and award the winner's trophy and a check of 2 million, and it goes to the CCC. Can I call Manidu Hasaranga? All right, let's have a quick word, Manidu. Congratulations. Oh, you got a check to collect, 2 million. Don't forget the check. Right. Tell me, how crucial was the toss?
To be honest, it's a good toss to win. And I think with the wet outfield, I think our bowlers did a great job. And credit goes to our batters.
Yeah. Did you at any time feel that 170 was out of your reach, or were you confident?
No, wicket was really good. So I trust our batting lineup, and I know as a batting unit we can chase this 172. So we did it.
Now, Dushan spoke about the importance of playing under lights for clubs and for the younger players to kind of gain experience. What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, of course. Especially credit should go to Sri Lanka cricket. Especially for youngsters and the domestic cricket. Players played under lights. I think that's a great opportunity for everyone. I think credit should go to cricket board and the ground staff. They did a really great job.
I'm not going to ask you about CCC winning trophies. You guys have won a lot of trophies, but let me ask you, Bangladesh tour coming up, how would this help you?
With this rain situation, we played all the games. I think actually credit should go to SLC and Nalin. I think they postponed some matches and they played. They last year
So that's why, because he postponed, credit to him?
Yeah, of course. That's why we played finals like this. Yeah.
All right, well done. Congratulations. That was a great team effort. Right, that's the winning captain of CCC, Wanindu Hasaranga De Silva. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our post-match presentation.
Thank you, Roshan. As there you see, some wonderful awards being given. Vishen Halabage being the player of the tournament. And there you see the match summary, final summary. Panadura Sports Club 172 for 8 in 20 overs. Vishen Halabage getting 73, Sanatha Halabage 36, Vishwa Fernando 20, and Vishwa Fernando getting 2 for 7 of 3 overs. Chaturanga De Silva 2 for 26, and Isarudana 1 for 51. That's for Colombo Cricket Club. And CCC in reply 174 for 4. Lasit Cruzpool at 78. Dulnit Sigara getting 38. Wanindu Hasaranga 25 not out. Nimesh Vimukti 1 for 26. Nishal Taraka 1 for 28. And Dushan Hemanta 1 for 33. So Colombo Cricket Club winning the final by 6 wickets. There you see the winners celebrating. That's the CCC team being the champions of the major cricket club T20 tournament. And that's it for now from the CCC grounds, and until we meet again, it's goodbye.